What's up, chat? Welcome back to the stream. We've got some finals for you today. There are actually two occurring simultaneously. One of them was a reschedule from earlier this week that did not end up getting streamed. We'll see if that one continues after this one, which was scheduled first, completes. So we may have a little bit of a doubleheader here. It depends on how long the second finals game goes. So as I guess a note, we might be live even longer if that game is continuing on. We'll check in with those players as this game wraps up. But we are live here with the T5S2 Pod 17 finals. We've got over here in the red, inappropriately, in fact. Although, I guess we do have Magnus the Red here. So that does make sense. Commander Cha-Cha, a.k.a. Isaac. Commander Cha-Cha actually coming off of a GT win this weekend. He went 5-0 at a GT with Thousand Suns. Huge congratulations to him for doing well. Goes to show you it's not all just on TTS. As it turns out, these skills are translatable, but one of the most prolific players in T5S2 currently. This man is in basically every single online event that he can possibly participate in. He plays 10 plus games a week. That's probably an it's probably an underreport, I think. He's probably more than that. But Commander Cha-Cha here, a veteran of the finals table, and rocking some Thousand Suns today. Versus over here in the blue, Gorilla Grip, aka Austin, who is running Adeptus Custodes. Super cool to see Custodes on the table. Let's see if they have what it takes to compete against Thousand Suns, who are obviously one of the most effective factions in the format right now. Adeptus Custodes, very sweet to see them on the finals table here. I actually played against Gorilla Grip in the semifinals game. A pretty interesting game. It's probably up on the YouTube channel, or at least going up on the YouTube channel sometime in the next week or so. If you have not watched it over here on Twitch, by the way, if you're watching this game on YouTube, you can come follow me over on Twitch. If you are a Twitch subscriber, you get immediate access to all of my VODs. Not all of them make their way over to YouTube. Some of them do get lost in the shuffle. So you do get all the games, and you get them immediately if you are a subscriber over here. So we would, I obviously would greatly appreciate it if you want to support the channel, but otherwise, just watching over there on YouTube is also good. But for the folks here, you probably saw me play Norn Emissary, or the 6 Norn list against these Adeptus Custodes. Pretty wild game. Kyria Draxus ended up almost killing an entire emissary by herself. And that put Gorilla Grip in the finals here. Very good game, and clearly an excellent Adeptus Custodes player who is relatively new to the scene. So I'm excited to see him put more work in with these guys. But yeah, let's dive into this game over here. T-Suns, no surprise in the finals. Fact. Factual statement, chat. Turns out they're very good. Yeah, it is what it is. Good old Thousand Suns doing cool stuff. Yeah, Zangors and the Shaman. Let's talk about the lists real quick, chat. Exclamation point lists is how you get access to those over there in the chat room. We'll talk about Thousand Suns first because we are talking about them right now. Commander Cha-Cha over here running the classic triple Infernal Master, which he did get nerfed in the Pariah Nexus update. Now going on 3 months old, actually. So not even that. I guess it was actually after that, right? It was like the hotfix post update. Because they did allow Thousand Suns to use Warp Sight on turn 1 and then realized that you could Warp Sight 3 Infernal Masters into your opponent's deployments on top of the first turn. And they were like, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we nerf it so that they can no longer use Warp Sight to fire their flamers indirectly. So you can't do that anymore, but Infernal Masters are such an efficient profile for I think their base profile is 90 points. You get 2d6 Torrent, Strength 6, AP2 attacks that then are psychic weapons, so they get all the buffs. You get a Glimpse of Eternity. You get 2 Cabal points for whatever reason. Just an incredible profile. So we're rocking 3 of those. One of them has the Unprolific Crystal for the Uppy Downy. The interestingly timed Uppy Downy, for those who don't know, it actually times in the start of your command phase, not in the end of your opponent's turn. So you can draw your tactical secondaries and then decide whether or not you are using the Unprolific Crystal. We also have the Arcane Vortex for +1 strength and damage on the other guy. Magnus the Red, and a standard 1,000 Sun Sorcerer with Lord of Forbidden Lore. This guy is mostly in here because he can't be shot outside 18 inches. What he's going to be doing is playing very aggressively and using Lord of Forbidden Lore to duplicate Doom Bolts. So he can play a little bit more in the open than other 1,000 Sun Sorcerers can, which gives you a lot more access to really offensive Kabbalistic rituals. The other place for Lord of Forbidden Lore is also things like Disc Sorcerers, or you can even kind of place it inside units where you're expecting to do several rituals out of the same unit, since the ritual restriction is on models, not units. So you can cast it out of your Aspiring Sorcerer and then once out of your regular Sorcerer as well. Might be another use case for it. But this, especially alongside Mutalith Vortex Beasts, which are also in the list, here they are. This allows that sorcerer to push out super far, drop a Doom Bolt with Ahriman or with another Aspiring Sorcerer, and then have that sorcerer duplicate the Doom Bolt and be very safe while doing so. So, pretty cool to see the standard sorcerer on the table because they are a little underplayed right now. They're very expensive for whatever reason for their effect on the table, but they are a good spot for that enhancement. We also then have a Zangor Shaman. He's largely in here to be just a utility unit. The Zangor Shaman's actually incredible in the faction. Probably doesn't see enough play. These little guys are just they're oddly move 10 mounted, not move 12 infantry like the disc sorcerers are. I don't know why they're so much worse at riding the disc. The disc is identical, but the Zangor just falls off it pretty often, I guess. But they are one Cabal point Kabbalistic ritual caster, so they're able to not only generate Cabal points while just sort of sitting in the back, but also you can push them out and cast Kabbalistic rituals aggressively with them. And being a Psyker, you can use Warp Sight, for example, off of them. You can use Glimpse of Eternity to keep them alive. They're just a useful unit to have around. We've then also got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of 5 Rubric Marines. Looks like we are attaching them to the Sorcerer and the Infernal Master. Ahriman's going to be by himself today. We have a Zangor unit as a little bit of a high OC just battle line unit for utility. A unit of Chaos Spawn for some additional survivability. 2 Mutalith Vortex Beasts as well for their ability to control the center of the table, and a unit of Cultists as a forward operator. Pretty standard 1,000 Suns stuff. All things considered, there are some interesting inclusions in there, but this is nothing we haven't really seen before, which is, I think, the case for 1,000 Suns largely right now. Occasionally you see the Magical Chaos Knights list, but most of the time they are running this Triple Infernal Master and a smattering of other casters. What'd you say?
It's not working. Okay. I think I actually tabbed out and for some reason got weird. So let me tab back in.
Looks like we're having some technical issues. Oh! Just drops Commander Chacha. Let's pause the clock there. No, I think he disconnected.
Yeah, because I accidentally tabbed out and then it wouldn't let me tab back in. It would just my mouse was just not clicking anywhere on the screen. But should be back in 2 seconds. We're back.
TTS struggling today.
TTS is just lovely.
No problems whatsoever. Everything's fine.
Best piece of software, but it works.
It just works. No worries, chat. We'll talk about the list as we're getting Commander Chacha back in. He is having some connection difficulties. It looks like he's having some latency issues.
So you just put down
right now, which is a little unfortunate for him. Hopefully, it doesn't affect the game too much. But moving over to Gorilla Grip's list. Looks like it's we're getting an unstable connection issue notification from TTS. So a little too bad.
This is the 18.
Gorilla Grip running a Shield Host detachment today for Adeptus Custodes, so we do get access to those enhanced martial katas. We can add a +1 AP to everybody. Or improved critical, so we can score our martial kata sustained or lethal hits on 5-ups instead of 6-ups, which just incredible bonus to damage for these guys, which is huge. We have a single Blade Champion plus Valyrian as the custodian characters for the list. The Blade Champion obviously allows that 1 per game advance and charge. He also hits pretty hard as well. The curious inclusion here is Valerian, who honestly probably does not see enough play. We talk about a lot of units that don't see enough play today. And Valerian's actually kind of rare, but he is very impressive, especially inside a Custodian unit. He gives you in melee only armor of contempt effect, so reducing the AP of enemy melee weapons attacking the Custodian guard unit. The Custodes then also have their baked in -1 to be wounded if your strength is higher than their toughness for being a warden with an attached character, and they have their once per game feel no pain as well. So this unit is extremely difficult to kill. Not only that, but Valerian also has essentially a glimpse of eternity once per game. We were actually joking with the players beforehand. Valerian gets one of them per game. The Thousand Suns army gets 30. Because each Infernal Master can use 2 per round. So it's not, not quite identical. The Thousand Suns have a little bit of a bonus here in dice manipulation. But this man also hits like an absolute Mack truck. He has 7 base melee attacks. He's base strength 8 AP 3/2 damage, so he's a slightly higher offensive profile than other Custodians. And once per game, he can auto 6 after rolling either a saving throw or potentially an offensive roll. So he can like auto lethal, auto sustain his attack, one of his attacks if he really needs to, if he needs to push the extra damage through. Very interesting character in there. He makes that single Custodian unit extremely difficult to kill, and also is a pretty impressive profile by himself. Kyria Draxus is the last character in the list. I think she's hanging out in the back here. Yeah, there she is. So she gives the unit an 18-inch lone operative ability. Unfortunately, it is used in her command phase, so it doesn't work on the top of the first turn, which is a little unfortunate, and it has a chance to fail and damage her own unit. Which you can potentially ignore using Arcane Genetic Alchemy, but yeah, we'll see if that ends up mattering. But she's a classic inclusion on the Custodian Guard. They can fire twice, which also triggers their attached character. And she herself is firing a combination of 10 2 damage and either sustained hits to or devastating attacks that then get rerolls from the Custodian Guard she's attached to. So that's a at this point very standard inclusion for Custodians. And she's an incredible unit to include in here, and especially against Thousand Suns, she basically single-handedly flays an entire Rubric Marine squad alive. So, assuming that Commander Chacha is not going to use Psychic Dominion, which he might in response to a double-shooting Kyria Draxus, in order to give him a Feel No Pain against her Psychic attack, she still has up to 8 devastating anti-infantry gunshots herself with rerolls. So she probably, I don't want to say probably, but she potentially kills an entire Rubric squad with just her regular weapon, and then also can shoot her sustained hits to psychic weapon as well on top of that for another like potentially 12 hits or something. She may, if Commander Chacha can't mitigate her threat early, she may be an absolute nightmare for him to deal with. We also then have 3 units of prosecutors. I believe there's also a Witch Seeker unit in this list as well. Maybe I'm mistaken about that. Yeah, there is actually. So 4 total units of Sisters of Silence, plus an Anathema Psychona Rhino. So the Rhino typically includes the Witch Seekers, and it looks like that is what we are including right now. And the Witch Seekers are an interesting inclusion in this list too. They do force battle shock checks on things that they shoot at with their flamers. Having a flamer profile isn't too bad against it's not great against Custodes, but it is not too bad against Rubric Marines, which are just a T4 3-up save guy. So they'll take a little bit of damage from that. And then none of them have particularly exciting leadership characteristics. So there's a pretty solid chance that they battle shock after that too, and suddenly they can no longer Overwatch, they can no longer Glance of Eternity. They lose all of their stratagem support, which is a big deal for them. It doesn't matter for Kabbalistic Rituals so much because you can still cast rituals while you're battle shocked. You just don't generate Cabal points, but that only matters if you're below half strength.
He's gonna go down, right?
You will unbattle shock before you generate Cabal points the next turn anyway. But it is still going to be a relevant unit, and most importantly, all of those Anathema Psychona units, so the Prosecutors and the Witch Seekers and the Rhino, interestingly, have a 3+ Feel No Pain against psychic attacks, and that includes mortal wounds from things like devastating attacks from like the Gaze of Magnus, or even just the standard attacks, assuming the Commander Chacha is going to choose devastating on his weapons, which he almost certainly is. That 3+ Feel No Pain carries through on that,
Here.
and it carries through on psychic effects like Doom Bolt as well. So it is very difficult for the Thousand Suns to answer this Rhino without attacking it with just generic attacks, of which they have very few. It's like basically the standard Warp Flamers and Soul Reaper cannons inside the Rubric Marine squad. And the Mutilith Vortex Beast is essentially the most important attacks that they have. They're not psychic keyworded.
Yeah, good luck.
Essentially everything else in the army is psychic. It looks like it is going to be Adeptus Custodes taking the first turn here. Gorilla Grip with a 3 to a 1 on the initiative roll. And we're going to start scouting. Those Witch Seekers do have Scout, so they contribute it to the Sakana Rhino because it is a dedicated transport. There is Scout over here on the other side of the table for Commander Cha-Cha, although he may just push those cultists into a defensive spot. I don't know if he's going to push them too far forward. You get two up in the mix, and you start eating Guardian Spear shots, which you don't really want to do this early in the game. Just rounding out the Custodes list here, we also then have 2 Caladius Grav Tanks. Now, I'm interested, I'm curious to see how well these guys do in this matchup. They have these Arachnus Heavy Blaze Cannons, which are incredible las cannon profiles. Lethal hits against monsters and vehicles. Twin-linked, base ballistic skill 2. D6 plus 2 damage. Incredible output from these things. But it is a relatively low-volume, high-impact attack, which is typally not what you want against Thousand Suns. You want to be able to overwhelm their defensive technology, and the Caladius Grav Tanks, I don't know if they have the opportunity to do that. That said,
and for my shield,
there are 2 of them, so we're firing 8 of those attacks, and the chance that they convert on something like Magnus is actually extremely high.
Obviously, if I want,
so Magnus can blank 1 damage roll, damage result per turn or per phase. But if you're forcing 6 of them on him, he may end up actually going down. So we have a very aggressive position out of Magnus right now. I'm not sure with the condensed line of sight through the center of the table. We are on layout 8 today. If they... Kyrie Drax is just barely past his test. a little scary there. So she's going to be protecting her unit on the back line here, which is nice. They're going to be a nice little counterpunch. So whether or not he has lines of sight through the center of the table on layout 8 is a bit questionable without moving too far forward. But if he's able to get shots on Magnus, he can start bleeding that CP out of Commander Cha-Cha's bank pretty quickly. Recover Offsat's Overwhelming Force are the first 2 cards for Gorilla Grip. Now, we should mention the mission as well. We are on Terraform today. So the players can score 4 victory points for each objective marker they control, and they can terraform objective markers not within your deployment zone. Once you do, it is a full round action that will give you 2 victory points for that objective marker for the remainder of the game. Interestingly, we are also playing Stalwarts. So battle line units can perform an action and still shoot, which is actually going to be very relevant for both of these armies. There's not too many battle line units on the side of the table for the Custodes. I believe that it is just the Custodian Guard unit with Kyrie Draxus, but still being able to push that up onto a center objective, complete or attempt your action and also let rip with that double shooting, wound rerolling brick of Guardian Spear guys will give you potentially a lot of additional efficiency. Big bonus for the Custodes though, because not the Custodes, for the Thousand Suns though, because the Rubric Marines are battle line. Those guys will be able to fire their guns and also perform actions. That's going to be a huge deal. So a little bit of a synergistic effect between the mission rule and the terraform, because you also want to be attempting that terraform action on objectives in the center in order to get that permanent passive income. Overwhelming Force, very unfortunate draw on the first turn here. You want to hold that one for turn 3 or 4 probably. So that is too bad for Gorilla Grip here. That's going to be a CP generator probably. Recover assets. Not a great one, but actually he has some pretty safe units that he can attempt the recovery with. Again, like I said, that Anathema Psychona Rhino is super difficult for the Thousand Suns to deal with if they can't just like axe it with a Mutilith Vortex Beast right off the bat, which again is very inconsistent. So that might just end up completing on those guys. And Kyrie Draxus sitting in the back there can also do it and even still fire her gun, not that she has anything to shoot at. Pushing up the Custodian Wardens into the center of the table here. Both these units are gonna be very aggressive. We do have some defensive technology on Gorilla Grip's side against what the Thousand Suns have cooking. It's an interesting idiosyncrasy of the matchup, and one that we don't get to talk about Yeah, Warp Vortex not psychic. It's true. It's true. The Vortex Beast, a creature of warp energy, not a psychic attack. Which doesn't really make sense, but at least it gives Thousand Suns access to something that's not psychic, so they don't get completely shut down by that stuff. Not that Thousand Suns need the help, to be fair. I think they're totally fine. I think it's like,
this unit,
I don't know. There's probably some sort of flavor justification for it, but it does feel really weird. And Commander Chacha was even telling his opponent before the game, he's like, it's the weirdest thing ever. Not psychic keyworded, no psychic weapons, but this thing is literally just like, look at it. Look at that. This is not a psychic entity here. This thing that portals warp energy from its backside. Who knows, chats? I don't know. I think sometimes like there is a psychic manifestation of physical matter, and that tends to not be psychic keyworded. I think that occurs occasionally. You have things like a bunch of demon weapons that feel like they should be psychic that don't end up being psychic. Looks normal to me.
And then I'll move the grab.
Are the maps available for download? They are! Exclamation point maps. Chats. There you go. There is the T5S2 Season 9 map pool. That's actually every map I've ever built is on, or at least every map I've ever built for T5S2 is on there.
Come over here.
And the current version is up there. There's also a link to the liked collection if you don't want the pretty ones. I think there's a little bit of editing I have to do to these because I think that some assets got unhosted specifically for map 2.
So the question
which I will have to look at some point when I have time.
Where I need to be to see the Mutilek Vortex Beast. I think I can see
you
where I am.
You can draw a line of sight to his arm, so.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Does the Rhino get the field up paint? It does. Yep.
Sometimes the
Rhino does, and its occupants also do because. They are Anathema Psychona themselves. Anything with the Anathema Psychona keyword has that ability.
They are going to
which is a big deal.
Whew, 12 inches.
The potential Catachin Battle Force box. The Catachin Cool Cats.
I'm gonna move them all.
The ferocious forest felines.
Some repositioning with the last 2 inches.
So yeah, we were talking about Custodes' answer to those to all the psychic attacks. Obviously, the Anathema Psychona. I'm sure. I know that Gorilla Grip included them in his list because they're incredibly efficient. They're just good units to have around. Like it's just not bad to have a bunch of Anathema Psychona stuff to complete your actions with. But it is huge for this matchup because of the massive amount of psychic stuff he has. It was also actually relevant in my matchup with him as well because I had 3 Nord Emissaries, which got kind of neutered by those ladies. But he also has his stratagem for a 4+ feel no pain against mortal wounds, which works on either devastating damage or doombolt damage. There's a little bit of contention. We have ruled it specifically that because it's a reactive effect, it's not a normally used effect. You do get to use it in response to a doombolt, even though doombolt resolves before everything else that resolves at the start of a phase. That's like a little bit of a weird idiosyncrasy, and honestly, like it's very unclear what the intended rules are, but that seems like the most reasonable ruling on that. However, there is some weird timing stuff because basically everyone has effects that occur at the beginning of the phase. So one thing we have to keep in mind throughout this throughout this game is that whenever Commander Chacha is attempting to use cannibalistic rituals, the technicality of the rule is that you must declare all of your Kabbalistic rituals simultaneously at the same time. So you tell your opponent, it's the start of the phase, I want to do X number of Doombolts from these sorcerers and X number of temporal sorcerers. With that knowledge in mind, assuming that it is the Thousand Suns' turn, Gorilla Grip can then choose to activate any of his own start of phase effects. In this case, it is the Custodian Wardens. However, the active player, in this case it would be Thousand Suns player, gets to determine the order in which those resolve. So you will end up resolving effects like Doombolt before your Feel No Pains, your reactive Feel No Pains are in effect. Although you can still use the stratagem to defend against them.
In No Man's Land is going to be done by this Rhino.
How much that comes into play is going to be interesting. What it will allow you to do potentially is you can, assuming that there is the potential a unit could get line of sight or could get range onto a Warden unit, you can declare the Temporal Surge, and with that knowledge in mind, you can reactively use the 4+ Feel No Pain against the incoming unit.
From your army. I don't think there's anything that restricts it. I think I mean obviously I can only score points on one per zone, but if they're not doing anything else, I think I can recover with both in case one dies.
So keep reading there. If each of these units is wholly within a different zone, one of the points.
Okay. All right.
So because each of the units have to be wholly within a different area. So.
Okay. Then it's gonna be the Anathema Psychona Rhino, and then the Prosecutors on the home objective.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yep. And then let's do the Grav Tank into your Mutant Vortex Beast.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna get 4 shots with its Blaze Cannon. Is that considered a monster?
It is a monster, yes.
Alright. So I will have lethal hits.
So we did cut an angle on a Vortex Beast here. A hit here would be nice. It does have an invuln save against these big hits, but it can't use Destined by Fate, for example, because it's not a Psyker.
Nope.
Nope. Alright. So just on 2s, 6s are lethals.
Doombolt can be used before you can use a Strike Rapid Regen.
12.
The general consensus, and this could be changed in the future, and it could very well not be the intended rules, is that if you have an effect that occurs reactively in response to a start of phase trigger, then it is not a normally used effect.
I pressed the wrong button.
And so you are able to use them in response to Doombolt. The contention and the weird part.
Alright, so 20.
Did we just put all 4 Blaze Cannon shots through this Vortex Beast? No fucking way. Are you kidding me?
Ooh, that's a lot.
What is this feel no pain? He does exactly. Are you what?
And then his other gun is gonna fizzle.
What a shot from that thing! Directly through the eyeball. He's like, "Hey, you were gonna come railgun my Psychona Rhino? Nuh-uh. Yep. Just absolutely clip it out. What a shot! Absolutely blaze. Yeah. These guys, these Calladii over here, dude. 420, man. Just blaze it.
Sounds good.
Man, it must be satisfying to fire that cannon, dude. I wish there was an access for reroll 1s in Custodes, because you would be able to get reroll 1s to hit plus twin linked for the damage, the wound roll, which would be freaking incredible. What a shot from that Caladius Grav Tank. That was sick. 22 damage and still almost survived.
I think we do this.
Cool. But yeah, so the weird contention with Doombolt is effects that are used proactively. So stuff like the big one is the Watcher in the Dark for
we got
for Dark Angels. That is specifically used during a phase, which means it's a normally used effect. So it always comes into play after start of phase effects. So if you have things that are like start of your shooting phase, start of your fight phase or whatever, inflict mortal wounds. The Dark Angels player has not had an opportunity to use their Watcher in the Dark before that happens. Anything that says when you suffer mortal wounds or when you're targeted, you will be able to use it. I guess the important thing to consider there is specifically to rapid regeneration, is that requires you to be targeted. You're not targeted by an attack for Doombolt, so that one I think that one specifically doesn't work, but only because it's not a real attack. It's just you're just suffering damage, basically.
Doombolt. Yep.
Yeah, you can. This is 10th edition, chat. You can't. You can't assume anyone's keywords. You just assume my unit keywords. You can't be doing that. That's a faux pas in today's society. What a cool laser cannon!
That's fine. They're gonna
laser cannon.
Get out of the way of everything else. I think we're just going.
I read like an old timey sci-fi novel back in the day, and they used everything was a blazer cannon. They were too cool for laser cannons.
Yeah. We're probably actually gonna double move the squad anyway. So this squad can double move out and do the. That's 5 inches. They moves them right. can't quite exclude all sides.
It is like a funny BM question, right? You like roll your attack and you roll a bunch of lethal hits, and you're like, "Are you a monster? Are you considered to be the thing that gets absolutely nuked by this dice result?"
Okay.
The secret technology is to say no. No, I'm not a monster.
One second.
I'm a really nice guy. I think we're taking a little bit of a time off here.
Do that.
Kevin identifies as infantry. That explains why his attacks don't do anything. Kevin the Vortex Beast, if he's a little tiny infantry boy, he's like strength 5. He's like 3 attacks, strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage. He never converts anywhere.
Range them. Okay, so don't actually mean range them.
Cataphront Breachers were mounted for a hot minute, right? Which is just like really trash when they are, because then they can't go through walls. Which they probably should be, but like to be fair,
the squad will push up.
I don't know. I think the problem is the not being able to go through walls with anyone but infantry is the issue, rather than
this Mulus
the other way around.
Over here.
So we do have Cleanse and Established Locus on the side of the table for Commander Cha-Cha over here. A little bit of a problematic set of
go ahead and advance.
Objectives this turn.
Cool. So I'll just tap.
He's going to be able to move forward with his Temporal Surge and complete those actions.
Okay.
But and his units can action and shoot, so that is going to be very useful for him. But the downside, obviously, is that he can't do multiple actions with the same unit. So he can't, for example, terraform, cleanse, and establish with only 2 units. He's going to need to overcommit to the middle here, which is why I think we're seeing Ahriman push forward, and also the cultists, and also this Infernal Master.
Yeah, the lines for them.
Triumph being infantry while on a night-size base. Yeah. Well, Triumph, to be fair, is a base of 6 infantry. That would be like saying that like Imperial Guard mortar teams shouldn't be infantry. You know what I mean? But realistically, the Triumph should be a swarm, and I'll die on that hill. We have a keyword specifically for many models on one base, and the Triumph does not use it.
So.
Listen, chat. If the Vindicare Assassin can bring that whole ass statue with him through walls, the thing that's like 5 times the size of him, you should be able to carry a coffin through a wall.
Alright, this goes like. Where do these want to go? I'm curious. I'm just trying to side with them.
Can you Doombolt and then double move away? Yes. So they don't occur at the same time, chat. They are declared at the same time. Each player has to declare all of their simultaneous effects like at once, all together, starting with the active player. And then the active player gets to choose the order in which all of them resolve, is how the timing works now in the season.
Yeah, that would be what we do.
So every individual instance still occurs individually, but you must declare them together. So you can't, for example, say I'm gonna Doombolt, see the results of the Doombolt, and then say I'm gonna Temporal Surge away. What you can do is say I'm gonna Doombolt and Temporal Surge, roll your Doombolt, and then move your unit. You also don't have to declare targets at that time, so you can say I'm gonna Doombolt twice, right? Because I have a Lord of Forbidden Lore. So I'm gonna use my Doombolt with this guy, roll it out, see how much damage I do to that thing, and then say my next Doombolt resolves. I'll target the same unit and do it again and kill it. You only have to declare whether or not you're using the ability. The coffin's a battering ram.
No, dude.
Yeah, they're literally breaching the breachable terrain by hitting it with a dead lady.
Start doing that. So they're gonna be out of range, and then yes, they go like that there. Fine.
So this is our standard sorcerer down here, which is keeping relatively safe. You do have to watch out on that guy because the Custodes they have like a majority assault weapons, so there is the opportunity for him to get picked out if he gets too close. He can't stay. He can't get too spicy with them.
Come in like 9.
Yeah. And take it from me, chat. If Rupert Marines get a bead drawn on them by Custodians in shooting, they will die instantly. They have a very, very bad profile for surviving these attacks. We did pop Umberlific Crystal top of 1 here, but these guys do have the opportunity to potentially complete Established Locus and also shoot their guns because they are stalwarts. So I guess that is a pretty solid response in a pretty solid decision in response to drawing a ton of action secondaries immediately. The real question here is whether Commander Chacha is going to time out this game, because we are... he has taken a movement phase in the time it took Gorilla Grip to complete his entire turn. Although I think we'll probably be okay. This is going to... We're joining battle very early here. This is probably... The top of the next round is probably going to determine how this game goes. Between this turn and
I believe
this
all of my... movement,
because we have used our Umberlific Crystal. We're pushing at least 2 or 3 Infernal Masters forward.
Start a moon phase. We're going to declare rituals.
If the
for 5, put me down to 11.
Custodians can live and pick back here, there's a potential they kill basically all the Rubric Marines. And then can kind of like close things out from there. If Commander Chacha's Alpha Strike here does too much damage, then GG. The thing, though, is that, first of all, there's 2 units of Venatari Custodians in the back, which, to be fair, are not very good against Thousand Suns, because you can always Temporal Surge after they Rapid Ingress.
I will activate the Warden Squad with Valerian.
Cool.
Other thing that
They'll move here.
is important to keep in mind, though, is that none of these models are on objectives. I think Gorilla Grip's very carefully kept his units off of objectives so that there are not full rerolls against them from the guard. Or from the Rubric Marines, excuse me. Tag the Magnus the Rhino. Yeah, Magnus's big stick, despite being like actually a big stick, is also a psychic weapon. So we'll get the 3+ build up against the psychic attack too. Magnus will eventually kill that Rhino. I don't want to make it sound like the Rhino is impossible to kill. Like Thousand Suns do enough damage that they will eventually overpower it, but it will take them a little while.
5.
For 5? Alright, I'm going to spend a CP for 4 at
So it looks like we activated the Wardens, the Valyrian's Wardens 4+ Feel No Pain. So they're going to have that against the Arcane Vortex here. And we also spent a command point to try to blank out a Doom Bolt with a 4+ Feel No Pain. So it looks like only 1 Custodian Guard goes down to the first Doom Bolt. Are we going to duplicate it is the question.
Start shooting. We'll go ahead and start with Magnus.
Just the one. The Thousand Sun Sorcerer is out of range of everyone, it looks like. He played very cagely. I think that Commander Chacha was deployed as sort of assuming that there was a Mutalith Vortex Beast in this area that could move down into this area and provide the enhanced range on rituals to the Sorcerer, and he just got blazered away.
The guard's back here.
He's ready for a fancy dress party because he put on his blazer and then exploded.
ACP to get full hit and wound rolls.
All right.
Cool. So starting with our 3 damage gun here. Number of shots is for 6. They all hit.
What's the strength?
He's strength 9 +1 wounds. It wounds you on choose.
Okay, yeah.
And then we're going to...
So I think Magnus got into the Custodian Guard here.
Cool. So 2 dive wounds, and then... it's going to be...
This is probably a good place to drop a second instance of the 4+ Feel No Pain.
I'll do this.
Oh, no, we can't because it's already in the shooting phase. Nope, just kidding. They just eat it.
Oh.
Oof. I think that unit just dies, actually. Oh, no! Oh, no!
Yeah,
this is not what we wanted to see.
So he can take
That was unfortunate.
He'll heal you at the devs.
Well, you can take it in cover on him.
Oh. Didn't think about.
Oh, we didn't roll it. Yeah, we didn't roll it with cover.
Want me to re-roll? Or
so it would be.
And then he takes the 1. That's fine.
All right. So he'll take the 1 going down to 1, and then one of the devs will kill him.
Well, I still have the rest of my gun still because the devs are at end.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there's a shield guy in these units actually. The standard bearer custodian is 4 wounds. So he actually lives through 1 hit from Magnus. So Kyria may not go down here, although she'll probably go down to the Infernal Master in the center.
Oh, it is?
Oof.
Oh, I did not know that.
And then here's the other gun.
Well, but this guy dies to just the regular gun, not the. Oh no, he does die to a dev one. Never mind, my bad. Or he would, but all right.
Yeah. And here's the other gun. Just for 6s. Cool. That's gonna be your T6, right? I'm correct.
Yeah, T6.
Cool. So 1 save on your 2 up, and then 2 more dev wounds.
All right, 1 save, 2 up. All right, and then how much damage are those dev wounds?
So the first 3 damager should kill.
Right,
so
kill the first. So do I get to determine how the dev wounds apply?
Doing the order shot. So the 3 damage 1 kills 1, 3 damage 1 kills 1.
Well, no. This guy has. It's technically wrong because when you equip them with the shield, they get 4 health.
What I was like, he took 3 so he's down to 1.
Yeah.
3. Then the 3 damage.
And then that kills him. Yes. Then another 3 damage dev wound kills this guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the last, and then 4 damage from dev wound will kill 1 more.
All right.
Whoa. All right, 1 custodian alive. So that means that the Infernal Master almost certainly has to turn around and shoot at Draxus here. And then I think that Commander Chacha's in a pretty solid spot here too.
The squad here now, they're going to dump all their
to
shots.
Sort of threaten a pretty strong overwatch from this purple unit in the middle.
Large, I guess so.
If any of these units move up to charge, they're going to get they're going to eat an overwatch, and you basically have to move them
for 10 shots.
Otherwise, you get caught in the corners and you don't really contribute to the fight.
1s. Cool. That's going to be 2 at AP1 and then 1 at AP2.
So do the AP1s. So look for 3.
Fire the flamers into the wardens.
Make one.
The blade champion unit did not turn on its.
It's gonna lose.
It's feel no pain, so it still has that active.
They're 1 damage piece, right?
Yep.
All right, and then this one is a 4-up. No.
Cool. Here's strength 3 flamer for 2 shots. Nothing. All right, and then here is the chain cannon.
Jesus.
An
inauspicious shot from that thing.
Cool, the anti-infantry gun sustains.
Ooh, good shot from the
1 death wound.
All right. For how much damage?
1.
1. They still have the mortal wound protection.
Definitely.
So 4 up. All right. He lives it.
And the character. Hazardous. He does fail. It's fine.
Ooh, eat a hazardous on this Infernal Master down here already. Awkward.
Rolling 1s here. 6. 2 dev wounds and 1 AP2.
All right. So we'll do the AP2, looking for a 4 up. Yep. And the dev wounds are how many damage apiece? Just 1?
1 each, yeah.
Or 1 each? Alright, yeah. So first one. It's good. Next one. No, he dies.
Cool.
One thing I did kind of fuck up with the wardens over here, they should have been -1 to wound.
That was the guard, not the
Oh no! Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, that's why I didn't think about it. My bad.
Cool. This red Infernal Master here is gonna shoot his gun into the squad.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're -1 to wound if the attacker did not attack you. Your defensive profile is actually irrelevant if you're not being attacked.
7. Oh, actually,
and these guys wouldn't have gotten it against this unit because there's they would work against the Infernal Master, but the rest of their attacks are high enough strength. The Doombolt doesn't care, obviously.
Cool. For 106, that's going to be so 4 at AP4
All right.
Yeah,
So 4-ups. I make 2 of them. So how many total go through?
It'll be
How much-
8 total damage in 2s.
8 total in 2s. All right. 4-up. Feel no pains. All right. First guy, he'll take 1, and then he'll take another 1, and then he'll die, and then a guy will take 2.
So I think we free ritualed. I don't know if
Guys,
you caught this chat, but
this
it looks like we
guy
free ritualed from Ahriman because he's within range of the Vortex Beast. A Twist of Fate onto this
Here,
Warden
here.
squad, and we're just going to let them rip with the
Ahriman's gun
Arcane
up
Vortex
there.
unit.
Not gonna do precision.
But they do have because they were targeted by
Yeah.
the Twist of Fate. That makes the 4+
He
fail no
hits.
pain on those guys basically a
He
windmill
wounds.
slam,
AP3.
and then gonna try to knock them out with
Alright.
Magnus here.
4-up. He's good.
I think that is all of my shit.
Ugh,
Yeah.
one Warden
little
went
bit.
down to a Twist
I
of
think we're
Fate
still
and an
good.
Arcane Vortex
Uh-oh.
shot. Custodian Wardens,
Dude,
man, what a
charges.
trip of a unit. And
Come on,
Career
don't
Draxus
charge
did
that
not
Rhino.
even go down. Oh no! You have to worry about her though because she will just instantly evaporate to Overwatch from this unit. I guess their line of sight is very limited, but I still think it's 3 models on her if she elects to move. So I don't think you can really risk it, which is too bad because she can't just sort of let loose with all of the fury of
Just make it so you
of
anymore.
the fury of the ages over here on this rubric unit and basically vaporize them. What you want to be doing with her is attacking from the safety of an objective because then you get that bonus damage.
And then
that wound
Magnus
roll.
can charge your wardens.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do that effectively.
5 if you get him still.
What you could do is try to bait out an Overwatch earlier.
Cool.
Maybe essentially like
Right,
force the
charges
Thousand
there.
Suns to maybe use it on the Custodian Wardens over here. You can kind of like put them in a position where you can get a shot on from the Arcane Vortex on them, and then hope that your opponent uses it too early. As long as you don't touch an objective, you're probably fine in that case, but we'll see.
All hits. And then he's wounding you on 2 still because he's +1 wounds, so cancel out your -1.
All right, and yeah.
Cool. That's 2 dev wounds, and then sure my CP. Let's think here. I'm gonna.
So I think we almost certainly burn another 4+ feel no pain against these mortal wounds here.
No,
The Custodian's standard feel no pain has
3 saves
disappeared,
and 2 dev wounds.
but that will protect
All
them
right.
against the devastating damage.
See what I can do with the saves. Ouch.
So 2 guys instantly die, and we're applying 6 devastating damage, which we can now assign to use to
CP for a field no pain
use to
versus
protect them.
mortals.
It is an interesting timing because devastating wounds always apply at the end of an attack
it's 3
sequence,
damage
so you get to
right.
see what your save characteristics are before you
So 2 of them are
decide
gonna
to
die,
reactively
regardless.
feel no pain them against devastating damage.
And then 4-ups. How many devs was it?
2.
2. All right.
It's 2 sets. Yeah, here we go.
All right. Let's see the first one.
Oh
Wow.
no!
That's-
Instantly kills the Vexillus, and we have just Valerian left, who is unengaged. No! Chat, no! Why?
Cool.
That is unfortunate.
Not good.
Well, the 4-ups were pretty good for Gorilla Grip earlier this turn. I think you can't be too upset about how things went.
Everything get you from Magnus.
It's always bad when you
Spawn, tickle your Rhino a little bit.
end up absorbing an entire Arcane Vortex on a unit with Twisted Fate and taking basically no damage.
8 attack.
But Valerian is just he's facing down Magnus alone. Although that is a pretty good outlet to force the Overwatch to occur. You almost certainly want to hit Valerian with that Arcane Vortex if he pushes forward here, and you don't really want to let him.
So Valerian is not allowed to pile in and
get the charge onto the Arcane Vortex. If he gets in there, he will do horrific damage to them.
Oh, all right. Right. So the Rhino is going to try to bop you. 3 attacks on 4.
Yeah, we'll see if the Venatari are able to do stuff. The problem with Venatari in this matchup, chat, is that the Thousand Suns player has total control of the start of the shooting phase. So there's basically no instance in which you can rapid ingress and have it work out for you, right? As long as the Lord of Forbidden Lore is at least sort of somewhere close to the fight, you can almost always declare 2 temporal surges in response to the rapid ingress, and you can perfectly position your units not to get hit too hard on the subsequent turn. Whether or not that means you're attacking into the Venatari, or if they ingress defensively, you can pull yourself out of threat range. It's actually a nightmare. If your game plan is to make use of sort of aggressive rapid ingresses, it almost never works for against Thousand Suns, which is very unfortunate. It's one of the reasons Thousand Suns is so strong right now, because rapid ingress is such a powerful mechanic, and they basically just neutralize it by themselves.
Crit on 5s.
Yep. Magnus is going to switch to -1 damage.
All right.
All right, here's what we got to do, chat. We gotta eat Overwatch with Valerian. Here's ready. I'm calling it. Eat Overwatch with Valerian.
Do 4 Cobalt points.
Have him not die.
Right. Get this.
We roll double ones on the Arcane Vortex shots, and he doesn't die. Right. He pushes up. He solos this Infernal Master with an epic challenge. Kyria Draxus moves to the middle, shoots something to death. I don't know. Maybe all these guys. And then these dudes just straight up kill this Mutilative Vortex Beast. And 2 Caladius Grab Tanks kill Magnus, and then the game's over.
Oh, do you mind at the end of your turn?
On a perfect round, we win here.
Unless you mention otherwise, I will assume you do so, yeah.
Yeah, I had no interest in keeping her there. Alright, so engage on all fronts. Call the horde.
Action Monkey Venatari. Yeah, they're just sitting in the back and doing actions over there. Call the Horde's gonna drop here. Engage on all fronts. Actually, not too bad of a draw this turn, because you are pushing the Blade Champion unit in the top corner, so you should get that one. Sabotage is the draw. I think we might just turn that into CP. I think is probably what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to sabotage this game.
These Wardens here. They are going
Rhino will bring the... Do we roll out the Rhino?
Advance.
Did I miss it, chat?
Yep. At the start of your move.
Did the Chaos Spawn attack?
Yeah. They did, yeah, and they saved.
Oh, they just did nothing? Okay, fair enough. I think I missed it, yeah.
Yep, I'm going to overwatch.
Well, there you go, chat. See, that's why Thousand Suns don't bring non-psychic weapons. They don't do anything. Commander Chacha's trying as hard as he can. He put a Vortex Beast across from that. It died. The Chaos Spawn didn't do anything. This thing will live.
Sorry?
Could it have been his internet?
Yeah. I'm still here, but it DC'd everyone else. All right, give me 1 second. Sorry, chat. I'm gonna go to our break here momentarily. We're having so many problems today. Oh, there it goes. All right, fair enough. All right, we'll be back in a moment. Today, we're having some instability in the TTS servers, but so far, I don't know. It hasn't been too bad. So we did declare an Overwatch somewhere.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna Overwatch that squad and then kill all the Wardens and the character. Right? That's gonna happen.
Oh, so we moved the Blade Champion first and declared the Overwatch with the purple squad against the Blade Champion. Oh, man. Okay, this is aggressive. All right. Let's go. Let's see what we get.
Not terrible.
Everybody can see them. World Eater's Chaos Wand, so insane. Yeah, for sure they forgot when they added +1 to Feel No Pain saves to the faction. They for sure forgot that they already had a 5+ Feel No Pain unit in there.
All right.
It's very little chance they intended to have a 4+ Feel No Pain unit, because they got rid of those pretty fast.
AP 1. So 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 at AP2.
We did watch those in the GT finals as well, and they
cool.
And we saw
shot flamer,
the Chaos Spawn
3 shots,
tank an entire Lehman Rust Demolisher, probably
3 shots in 6,
probably
1, 2,
too high of a level of tanking.
4. That guy dies.
2. Here's the chain cannon for 6s.
Strength 6 is like for sure, because it's like a Mark of Corn, quote unquote, right? Like all the Chaos Spawn have a little bit of a profile difference from each other, right?
All right. Looking for 3s. All right, got him there.
Cool. And the anti-infantry gun. Nothing. Number of shots on the Infernal Master.
Now I think the dangerous part here, and probably why we're overwatching with Commander Chacha, is that the if the Blade Champion loses his attached model,
tempted to reroll this.
He loses his advance reroll, I believe. He can still use his advance and charge, if I remember correctly.
We'll do it.
But he does lose the redundancy that he gets on his
cool. Number of dots
move
we're rolling
here.
into 8. That's much better.
It is a bit better.
So burned a CP to Overwatch and a reroll. Yeah, we're really going for it. These guys don't have a Feel No Pain right now, so there's the chance that they just get vaporized. Although we do have a CP, we have CP in the chamber for Gorilla Grip to potentially for Feel No Pain them against Devastating. Which we can use after we see the Devastating damage.
4 saves at AP2. Alright. For 4s. Alright, I fail 1.
Yeah, so he loses his charge reroll. He can still
we'll be down to 1.
use his advance and charge.
Oh,
but he will lose some redundancy if his model goes down.
I can't remember if I did or not, was my Battle Shock there. I know I thought about it, but
yes, I don't believe.
I don't think I did it. Let's do that. All right, they're good. And obviously Valerian's on his own now, and these guys were above half before at the beginning.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. So now we get back to them having a 12-inch move.
Oh, he rolled a 6 on his advance roll. Yeah, no wonder we Overwatch there. Like, please kill the fucking Blade Champion. Kill that unit before he goes a trillion inches.
Kind of scary now, but you know, I could just still do it.
But that does mean that both Valerian and Kyria Draxus are totally free and clear to move here.
They're coming in.
Man, this is good. What a bloody early game this has been. There's a non-zero chance we see 2 entire units of Rook Reigns get vaporized here. And I think that Gorilla Grip has to just turn his guns into Magnus and just fucking try to kill him. Just straight up try to turn that dude into soup right now, and hope you get really lucky.
Both of them.
We're in roll a bunch of wounds with our grab tanks.
I don't know what Valerian wants to do.
I'm too weak. I'm too weak, Anakin.
To walk backwards.
Yeah. So Draxus can touch the center objective over here to get her wound rerolls, and this one custodian guard survived, so she gets her double tap as well. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal. Oh, we didn't draw cards.
The Rhino just sits.
Also, I think your cards got reset, actually, right?
Oh, they did.
It was.
One was sabotage, right?
Yeah, one was
and engage in all fronts.
Engage.
Yeah, it was engage and sabotage. And the Calidus is still on the board.
I'll grab those out of your deck while you.
Calidus also in the air. Ooh. Oh, chat. If Austin sees the line of play, or if Gorilla Grip sees it, Valerian left. No, you gotta push him. We have to kill that Arcane Vortex guy. He has to be dead. There's no more Overwatches. If Gorilla Grip sees the line of play here, he can drop the Calidus right behind his Caladius Grav Tank. Commander Chacha's down to only a single CP, and I cannot tell if he has any Cabal points remaining.
Yeah,
he did use his Umbralific Crystal, so he paid 3 last round essentially to use that, plus the rituals he used. So I think he's relatively low. But that means that Magnus would not have the CP to Destined by Fate or CP reroll his saving throws. So the Caladius Grav Tanks have... This is the best opportunity that they have to just dice Magnus out. Ooh, I think you gotta do it. I think you gotta go for that, man.
And then just 2 more inches.
Yeah, I think it does cut a point on engage in all fronts, because you could drop the drop the Calidus back here and just like start flame ring and just chill in the back for a bit and score points.
Try and do your job.
But if we can cut the Destined by Fate off Magnus here, that's going to be so big.
All Magnus has is
that Overwatch costing 2 CP was a huge expenditure for Commander Chacha, because he used that reroll on the Infernal Master. All right, it's the time. The time is now, chat. Let's do it. 8 D6 plus 2 damage, lethal hit, twin link shots.
They're gonna advance.
Can we do it? Assuming that the Calidus comes down over here
for 1. So they're gonna move 7. All right. So for shooting, I
drop
got
the Custodes?
this singular warden.
Where'd she
for the
go?
Guardian
Did I miss
Spear.
her?
I'm just gonna screw it. I'm just gonna. You know what? He's gonna wait for a second.
I think she has to come
Draxus
down,
and
right?
this guard are going to be shooting into. Oh, this Infernal Master also, I believe, is dead.
Oh, yeah, he's done, yeah.
Yeah.
Double hazardous.
Oh no! Chat, the Infernal Master
Squad
killed himself with the hazardous roll. What
That-
is happening? This
Perfect
game is
squad
insane.
That guy just got pulled out of. Alright. I'm gonna do the Guardian Spear first.
Where's the Custodes going?
Oh. My bad.
I think she has to return, right? She's not allowed to.
No,
stay
yeah,
anymore.
no, she does.
Yeah.
I just completely forgot about it.
Dude. I'm pins and needles right now. He's looking at the corner. Oh, does he see the line? You could even just like dump Draxus into Magnus too, and just like go for the overloaded saving throws. She also has a devastating wound gun too, so that just planks damage onto him.
It's gonna come down.
Oh no! He didn't see the line, chat. Oh no!
Yep.
Oh.
All right.
No.
So now I'll do the shooting here
Oh wow.
from guard and Draxus.
I'm devastated.
rubric.
I'm devastated. I wanted to see a Lord of
We'll have
Deceited
full
Magnus.
rerolls,
Now he's gonna get us. He's
control.
gonna pass half his saves. One's gonna get
And
blanked.
do
He's
I
gonna survive just on a couple
for-
wounds. Oh.
sustain. Sure.
Ugh.
The CP for Archaeotech munitions, give
Oh
them
wow.
all their ranged weapons sustain 1.
Yep.
I'm just double checking that doesn't. It's not just against a target. Yeah, no, I just target them and their weapons have it.
Yep.
All right. 2 shots, hitting on 2s, sustaining on 6s. All right, both hit. Strength 4 and a T4.
So Kyria Draxus is gonna turn around into the
Rolling.
purple unit, and probably
Roll
just
them.
kill them.
Oh my god. All right, well, that's it for him. Kyria Draxus 4 shots with her Dirge Slinger.
Also, not going into the Arcane Vortex.
Hitting
Oh
on
yeah, I
6
think.
are sustained. She'll sustain.
Oh,
one,
chat.
drop 1.
I think that there was an opportunity here.
Strength
It was
4, but
very
strength
dicey,
4 up devils.
right? Like, there's a lot of dice to be rolled, but I think there was an opportunity here for Gorilla Grip to press the advantage
reroll.
of the fact
All
that
right,
he did not take
3
as much
APs,
damage as he
or
possibly
3
could have that
devils.
last turn.
For 2 damage.
If he holds a CP,
and then
Valyrian, this charge is probably
6 attacks.
like an 8 or something onto this Infernal Master. If he holds a CP for
on 3
for a challenge,
6s are
he has a very solid chance of killing the Infernal Master here. It could Destined and Glimpse,
All right, so
but you
drop
have
1, sustain 2.
he's 7 attacks with 5 up criticals
These
and
are
sustained
strength
5s.
6.
So or sustained 1.
I will.
So he and his auto pass as well. So one of those is automatically a sustained even if he misses.
That's
So
5
he's
zeros.
probably putting, and he wounds on 2, so he's probably forcing like 7 saves on the Infernal Master, of which he has to pass 6
right.
essentially, or like
now they are
4
going
and
to
hold up a CP and a
Sentinel
Glimpse.
Storm.
So it's very unlikely that the Infernal
I believe
Master
that's the name
lives
of the
through
ability.
that.
It's per game.
Looks like Kyria did turn around to just kill that entire
Only
unit right
eligible
there.
targets Are
But this means that Valyrian's not going to be
Infernal
relevant
Master.
for the rest of the game. I don't think he's not in a good spot to be able to contribute.
And that Infernal Master is part of the rubric squad in the back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the rule is so big.
yeah, I'm
I think
targeting
honestly,
looking at
it's a
that.
really easy thing to miss in this situation because you don't
gonna
often
start
see
with
your
the
opponent
2
burn
shots,
2 CP
Guardian
immediately at the
Spear.
start of your turn, right? So you look at Commander Chacha's
Sustain,
CP
they
total,
hit.
and he has 3. And in your
And
head,
just
you're
re-rolling.
like, okay, so he's got enough CP to do anything, even through a Lord of Deceit, and then
Wow.
he spends 2
4
immediately and goes down to
Guardian
1.
Shots
It's probably
4s.
it's a
with reroll
big
when I
change
fail.
in the current game state to recontextualize
Alright.
and think like, oh hey, at any point in
Kyria
this
Draxus
situation,
Dirge Slinger first.
I could
On
360 turn off all
sustain.
stratagem use on a single target.
Ouch.
Um,
2 anti
which was not available like 2 minutes before
roll.
that is a
2 damage to have wound.
that is a next level sort of consideration.
And then
So Kyria just turning around, using the Sentinel Storm to try to kill off the Infernal the
I
Arcane
will drop
Vortex's
1.
unit. If she is able to kill the Rubric squad, which is
and
unlikely,
sustain 4.
just by herself with a single shot,
And then-
that will turn off his rerolls, which is a big deal.
And
Even if she
it
can't kill him himself,
rolls.
turning off the rerolls is still
Alright,
big.
so 8 AP zeros.
Magnus doesn't die right now. There's no
Rubrics.
game left. Yeah, that's probably true, honestly.
We'll kill all the Rubrics.
If
We'll flip one to a 6.
Magnus will
Master.
probably,
Alright.
unless he gets really lucky, which obviously Magnus can always do, he
Alright,
probably
that
has his
is
hands full
It for the
for the next couple of rounds trying to kill the Caladius grav tanks.
Let's do both the grav tanks.
So
I'll go with them one at a time, but I am going to declare all their guns into Magnus. I think plenty
yeah,
of range.
this is the call here.
I'll start with the far one.
So, like, if you could kill all the Rubric Marines and then get
4
Magnus stuck on the
shots.
Prosecutors and the Caladii, and your
On
dregs can
6
fight,
are lethals.
then you're not
It's a
dead,
monster.
right? But for sure, it's super hard to win from that position.
Alright, drop 1.
And 3's here.
3's twin linked.
Ooh, bad roll on the first Caladius. 2 wounds through on Magnus.
2.
I'll reroll it for free for Cabal points.
All right.
And then we're good.
Passes both.
All right,
of
and
them
then
as
I
well.
will do the other gun. 3
Maybe
shots.
the
Hitting on 2s.
the dream was dead. That was not a great. Oh, this is the
Delete
little guy. Who cares
that.
about
Strength 6.
So yeah, it's
So 5s.
5s, yeah.
No rerolls here. All right. 1 at AP -1, but I believe you have cover. So.
Yeah. Cool, we're good.
All right. And now we'll do the other one. 4 shots with the blaze cannon.
Second
All right,
one does get a lethal
lethal,
through.
3 hits. Looking for 3s, re-rolling.
Yeah, all right, there's 4
All
wins.
of them, so now 4.
We're gonna have to get
AP -3.
real lucky for Magnus here to live through this.
Alright, so we have 1 reroll left and 1 blank. Cool, reroll 1. Alright, and I'll blank it, so 1 will go through.
All right, and this is at -1 damage, so D6 +1. All right, 7 damage.
Yeah, that would have stopped that
Okay.
Destined by Fate there. He would have eaten
All
a
right,
second
and
one of
then
those.
The other guy.
Ooh, that's too
Shots.
bad. I don't know if it would have killed him,
On 6s.
but it would for sure have clocked him for another
And then
probably
5.
4 or 5 damage.
Right. 2.
Yeah, we would have put ourselves in a pretty good shot to a pretty good spot to just eat that guy. Oh, upside though, Kyria did end up killing the Rubric squad actually.
Well, it happens.
With probably with Dirge Singer, her devastating anti-infantry gun.
Big guns never
so,
can shoot out of combat.
You win some, you lose some. The big thing is if we can accidentally get Magnus down to below half, he has to start taking battle shock checks, and if he it is potentially like a game-ending battle shock check if he fails, because you lose 5 OC on him, he no longer generates you 4 Cabal points, and also you can't Destined by Fate him anymore.
Let's start with
so he gets
800 killer,
extremely
hitting on
sad
a
if he ever battle
3
shocks, but
because
we need to put a lot more damage onto him there, which is a little bit tough.
It's gonna hit.
Oh, the second conversion there would have been huge.
Yes.
Go through.
All right. 4. Come on, big 3. Damn.
Feeling no pains.
Yep.
Take
I'll
1.
go with this Storm Bolter for 4 shots.
Get scared of Witch Seekers. There's still Witch Seekers in that Rhino, I believe.
4s.
They have not yet disembarked. They're just chilling.
All right. And
Look at
Strength
them.
4.
Look at those ladies over there, just hanging out.
Nothing. And then the 2 Witch Seeker Flamers.
We flame.
We're firing them out of the top of the Rhino. I love it.
How many shots? 10. All right. And wounding on 5s, because strength 4. 3 at AP 0.
Cool. Take 2. Feel no pains. Take 2. Feel out of 1 on the span spawn.
All right. Damn. I was hoping to kill one. So sad.
Just these boyos down here.
Yep. There is a single shot. Am I able to shoot the Infernal Master?
Yeah, he's not blown up or anything. He's
Okay.
chill.
Okay.
Oh, the
So
prosecutors
I would
have
shoot
devastating
him with
against
my 2
Psychers
shots
as
at
well.
Guardian Spear.
So if you can
These are just hitting
source
on
3
twos.
prosecutor units on Magnus, that's another.
All right, they're both gonna hit. Strength 4.
What are they, 8 shots apiece? 24
fours.
devastating shots? That's
And
good
they
for
both
2
fail.
mortals.
Wow,
right?
my
Most
Guardian
likely.
Spear shooting is not it. And like these things.
That's so relevant. I think we could have killed Magnus here. This was an extremely
All right,
aggressive
I
Magnus
believe
push. I
that
think
is...
if we were to play this game again, I think that Magnus would probably die.
Um,
Even if you have to commit Valerian, right? Because Valerian just goes lethal, critical 5s, auto pass one of them, and just like passes you a bunch of saves, even if they're only 1 damage. He's probably handing you 4 or 5, right? Oh,
Yeah.
heartbreaker, chat.
And then to charges.
Yeah, the Witch Seeker ability is only on their data sheet, so it doesn't work when you firing deck. Yeah, it is the Rhino technically shooting the gun, not the Witch Seekers themselves. Are we charging Kyria Draxus into Magnus? Let's go. Do it. Get her done. We're not going to kill it with a single Custodian guard. That's not worth it. It would just kill you. Blade Champion going into the Mutalith Vortex Beast. We're going to go for some lethal hits here. The Blade Champion does have a... He's got a big old sword. He'll get some work done with 5-up lethals.
I am really debating just running... but he has -1. I really don't want to fight him in melee.
It's -1 damage, yeah.
Yeah. That very much hurts.
Yeah, Valerian pulling out here
lot.
makes me sad.
Phrasing,
I guess? I don't know. I think we needed another character in here to do the maximum damage. We did kill 2 full Rubric Squad, which is definitely not terrible. I mean, and we put the fear of the Emperor into Magnus for sure.
It's still just 2.
We're down to 0 CP on Commander Cha-Cha's side.
It does.
But I do think Magnus runs the table here from now. And it's still 6 Minotauri. Like, maybe they can get something done.
So just the
especially if we start peeling Cabal points down.
And
we have killed 4 Cabal points worth of Sorcerers already, which is kind of a big deal. Yeah, I wish we had something on that Infernal Master. Ugh.
I will choose lethals for their Martial Kata.
Custodes, man. This faction's got legs.
First.
You know? Valerian's got a strong pull game. Yeah, it's because of that auto 6.
Sitting on 2.
The hero of the Lion's Gate would never fail to pull out.
Alright.
He will automatically pass his
lethal,
pull-out check.
1 miss. And wounding on a 5. No. So 3 AP -2s on the Mutalith Vortex Beast.
Was it, sorry?
3 AP -2s on the Vortex Beast.
Cool. Fail them all.
2 damage apiece.
Cool, so take 6. No pains. Take 2 damage.
Alright. And then the Blade Champion is going to use his Dev... Oh, damn. I forgot I had a command point. Oh well. I already started doing attacks. I should have given +2 attacks to them. My bad. So 5 attacks with the Dev Wound profile. 5 lethals. And then looking for 5s. Devs. I guess, I mean, they both go through, so 5 AP -3s.
Oh, it was 3 lethals. Yeah, it wasn't 5. That was...
Yeah, that's one was 3, right?
Blade Champion's killing it right now.
Damage is 3.
Yep, so we'll take a total of 9 damage.
Not gonna quite get it.
Take 6
Down
damage.
to 5. That's too bad.
Alright.
Alright, I'll punch you back.
This map needs a big old ziggurat. It's one way to beat Thousand Suns, chat. Just make 60% of the map where Magnus can't stand.
Forward, your thing. 2 saves.
You're like giving me Vietnam flashbacks over here. Like I'm getting PTSD.
Just on your board.
It needs to have like 2 big spikes in the middle, specifically so that nothing bigger than a 25 mil base can stand on it. But it has to be just tall enough to hide exactly 1 missionary.
I wish I used that
angle.
stratagem for +2 attacks. I might have been able to take him out. Oh well. And then I believe I score Engage for max.
Yep. And are you discarding Sabotage?
And I will discard Sabotage. Yeah.
Cool. Alright. I draw Mark for Death and Storm Hostile.
Oh, probably should have scored my primary that round. You had my home objective for 4, I believe.
I think you still swore on this one. Yeah, you do.
And I get the command point for discarding.
Cool. And if you pass the turn to me.
Yep. Oh.
Cool.
I clicked the wrong thing.
Yep. I'll also get... Oh, wait, we need to swing Spawn. Let me do that. Spawn swing. They have 12 attacks. And that's going to be 1 save again, AP 1.
1 save, AP 1. Good?
Cool. Yep.
And then I believe I get my 3 attacks back.
Yep.
Kind of forgot that Rhino was over there. Alright. Hitting on 4s. 1. And then 3s. Yep. 1 EP0.
In the pain, he kills spawn.
Let's go.
Cool.
Everything I wanted.
What are you gonna mark for? What are you gonna mark for this?
Alright, so I pick. It's 3 of my own models, right?
Yep. Units.
Or units, yeah. I'm gonna go with the Prosecutor Squad on my home objective here. Probably.
Let's go Psychona Rhino. You kill that. You kill that Chaos Spawn.
And then let's just go with this grav tank here on the outside. And you know what? We'll just go both grav tanks. And then the Prosecutor's there.
Right. Battleshock on the Mutalith. He's fine. Well, it'll be at 15 Cabal points. We get extra 1. We're at 16 Cabal points. Cool. Alright. Magnus can go zoomies over here. 14 inches. He can swings out so he can see basically anything he wants to. Oh, deployment's on. Deployment's. And then he should fix it if I pick him up. Yep, cool. Alright, do that. He's 0.2 away, so he's probably just going. I'll probably just give up their shooting and just advance him for an inch. So that's fine. Yeah, they'll advance for an inch, and then just they can do bolt you.
Alright.
Yeah, actually, far. They might actually go. Yeah, they actually advance for an inch. That's fine. Like that. Zangors are spread out a little bit here, just so bring out this back a little bit better from rapid ingress. I think Silly comes back here. I guess he can come back all the way back here. That's fine. We'll do that. I don't care that much about this backfield objective. Zanger Shaman's come here. Basically just plug. He should just know. Basically make there's no hole.
So I think I wonder if the optimal rapid ingress here, chat, would actually be here?
Mutalith is just gonna fall back.
Or like over here. In a position where once Magnus commits, because it kind of looks like Commander Chacha is pushing to get a Doom Bolt plus shooting onto one Caladius Grav Tank with no cover. Hopefully kill it with Magnus. We'll see. And then get a charge into the second, which is probably a 6 with a reroll.
Spoil's just gonna.
So if he can do that, there's a non-zero chance he kills both Caladius Grav Tanks. And if you set up the Venatari in this position, you can't double move Magnus to get access to them, because if he does so, then he can't charge. So you're restricting yourself to only ever killing one Caladius Grav Tank. And even then, probably not if he's shooting at the Venatari. But also you can counterpunch Magnus. Those guys aren't the greatest thing in the world at killing Magnus because they're base 2 damage, but they are lanced. So it is a lot of lethal hit lance attacks. And Commander Chacha will probably not have the CP to interrupt, so you probably get to do it for free, essentially. And if you can find any other damage Kyria Draxus is most likely going to go down this turn, which will be unfortunate because you lose access to your grenades. But if you can find any additional damage onto Magnus, then there is a reasonable chance that we kill him. And 2 Venatari units, once Magnus is taken down, and given the number of Rubriks we've killed here, is actually kind of a baller brick. The downside is if we lose 2 Caladius Craft Tanks, it might just be too much. And the Thousand Suns will run over the table, but we'll see. I'm holding out hope here. If one Caladius can survive, and we see that double Rapid Ingress, I think we're in a pretty solid spot.
Probably twice.
And the problem with going in the back here is that this Infernal Master has Temporal Surge available. So most places, if you can get in the corner, which it doesn't look like you can,
I will be.
Most places they can jump, like just sort of jump around and shoot them. Oh, this might be okay actually. Although now you're committing a Venatari unit to kill several inputs.
Try to be 12 away. Yeah, just outside of 12.
It's like 35 up critical lance attacks.
We don't have guns, right? So it doesn't matter.
Okay. So they're going to come in there, and what are the other guys going to do?
These guys advanced, so they also can't shoot even if you Temporal Surge. So a drop down here is actually kind of safe. This might be the best situation to Rapid Ingress into, actually. There's a lot of people who can't do anything. As long as you make sure that
these guys advance, so they can't shoot.
That you don't get Doom Bolted too hard, you're probably in an okay spot.
All right. Cool.
Oh man, the more this game plays out, the more I think that Gorilla Grip actually.
Tank.
If he had dropped the Calidus,
what are you doing first?
I think
into the top one over there. Takes.
I think he would be in a pretty solid spot here.
On this one here.
Ooh.
5 on that one there.
Yep.
Yeah. Takes 5.
Cool. And the other draft tank is going to take 2.
Alright.
Cool. We'll go to shooting. We'll start with Magnus. He spends 1 CP to give full hit wound reroll. Oh, sorry, yes. The Blade Champ needs a battle shock test. Forgot about
that. Max is stinky.
Oh, yeah.
I can smell you from all the way over here. Thank you for following.
Let's do
more. Hope you're having a good one.
Just battle shock, that's it.
He is good.
Cool. Alright.
Unless you have any modifiers, but I don't think so.
Alright, shooting. Yeah, sorry, with Magnus. He's going to shoot the Graph Tank here.
Alright, with everything?
Yep, spend SP to give him full hit wound rerolls.
It's very fair.
Number of shots. 6 again. Cool. They all hit. Cool. It's gonna be 1 save and then 3 dev wounds.
1 save and 3 dev wounds. All right.
AP2, yeah.
What's the AP?
AP2.
All right. And do I have cover? I don't know if the tail end of this is hidden.
I think if you are you're touching the terrain feature, right?
Oh yeah, I am just ever so slightly because fat base. Yeah. So never mind. So 4 up, 1 4 up. Fail.
We're just seeing on Magnus and +2 attacks on the Blaze.
So that's 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I will spend the.
Yeah. If Magnus had eaten another Blaze Cannon shot there, he'd be super low, and we probably kill the Vortex Beast. I guess
shoot it there.
It's actually unlikely we kill the Vortex Beast.
I guess I'll wait,
right?
if you kill it without Devil.
It's 4 extra attacks total, but 2 of them are only 2 damage.
Shots from the other guy.
I don't know if the +2 attacks thing was like hugely transformative to the Blade Champion's turn, to be honest.
And then
honestly, I think holding the CPU is probably better for Gorilla Grip.
2 saves at AP1.
I also wonder if maybe we just go all in, right? And we could have done a reroll on the 1 miss we had on the Grav Tanks too.
And this is going to be a total of 7 damage.
There's a potential that there were 2 more Blaze Cannon conversions on Magnus.
Spend the CP.
2 more probably would have killed them, almost.
And I need to make 4 of these 4-ups.
Oh no, chat.
There was a chance.
The Caladius eats 7 devastating damage and dies through the 4+ field open. No!
Badness.
No!
All right, Armon's gonna shoot the.
It's all going south from here, chats. I think this might be a fairly quick wrap up. That was a very fast kill on the Caladius up there.
We're gonna do.
Hindsight bias of the lethals. Yeah, for sure. He did say it before he rolled. He was like, "Oh, I was supposed to do +2 attacks, but I forgot." But yeah, the Vortex Beasts are just like, they're basically like 25 wounds. They're
You're supposed to be in range, but
hoping or expecting a Blade Champion to one tap a Vortex Beast is a fantasy.
He's gonna shoot the
Magical Christmas Land.
Kill him,
But burning a bunch of CP to try to kill Magnus would have been huge.
Nothing. Number of shots. 5.
Yeah, let me tell you, Magnus might have done some stuff wrong, but what he didn't do wrong was attacking that Caladius grab tank. He did that perfectly. He was practiced at that.
Right.
He attacks Caladius grab tanks to sleep over here.
Save them all.
Cool. And then it's 4 dev wounds.
4 dev wounds. That is going to kill the last guard.
Cool. Alright, the cultist here will terraform this objective.
Alright.
The squad here is going to shoot the Blade Champ. Hazardous on the character. He's fine. Number of shots. 7. Reroll air. Well, so I don't. Yeah, I cannot control it now, so yeah, it doesn't. Those cool. And then this would be 2 saves. I'll flip 1 dice to a 6. So 3. So 1 save and then 2 dev wounds.
All right. 1 save at AP 2. 4 up. Fail. How much total damage?
3.
3. All right.
Tankin. 2 sustained. Cool. 3 AP1.
I failed 2 of them. 1 apiece.
Yep, and then 1 more dev wound, which is coming here. So.
Yep.
All right. I think that's it for shooting. Nothing too crazy. We go charges. Armon charges Draxus. I think the 5 should get him in there. Cool.
Pretty easily.
Colonel Master will charge Draxus, needs a 7. Doesn't make it, and then Magnus will charge the Grav Tank. He's in.
Yep.
What's the OC on Prosecutors? Are they OC2?
They're OC2, yeah.
Cool, then I'm not gonna bother touching the objective then. Doesn't matter. So go over here. Alright, I'll punch the Grav Tank. I guess do you have a CP interrupt? You do, technically, so technically better swing at Draxus, because she actually does stuff in melee sometimes. So here's Armon. 1 dev wound and 2 saves at AP1.
Alright. 2 at AP1, 4 up. Fails them both.
9 damage.
How much damage?
9.
9? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she dies.
Magnus into Grav Tank. Ooh, Grav Tank is alive because he rolled a lot once. 2 saves in the Grav Tank.
2 saves?
Mhm.
At AP3?
Yep.
Alright, 5 ups. Make them both?
Cool. H on there.
What'd you say?
Nothing there. Alright, swing your Rhino.
Yep. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. All of them hit. Strength 6, so 3s. All of them AP0.
The gravy boat lives.
Take 0.
Actually takes basically nothing. All right, well maybe there's a ghost of a chance here, chat.
From hostile.
We just gotta have this Calidus turn around.
Technically, your Chaos Spawn gets to fight the Rhino, and the Grav Tank gets to fight Magnus.
I do the Grav Tank. I'll do this spawn real quick.
Grav Tank will be using its Martial Kata to get lethals.
Let's go, Grav Tank. I need a conversion on Magnus.
1 save on the Rhino again.
Alright, looking for a 4. Yep, 4 again. I've rolled a 4 every time against like the 1 save that always comes through. Alright, so I have 4 hull attacks, hitting on 4s.
Let's go, Grav Tank.
And 5s are lethal. Alright, just 2 lethals.
Get a wound.
0s.
Do it. Get it. No! Magnus too strong.
Alright, so then back to me.
Yep.
Top of the battle round, I'm gonna go with crit on 5s again for my melee.
Man, if we'd counter dropped Magnus here, he
Mark
flubbed so hard. Obviously, this is hindsight talking, right? But you're getting
primary, which is just
we could the Calidus is still here. We could it's Lord of Deceit Magnus again, so he doesn't have any stratagems available. And then we could put a Caladius and 2 Venatari units into him. He's super nice to that, right?
And
with only Weavers of Fate available to him. Obviously, like, you let your opponent do whatever they want in the back line here, but I think that's okay. If you can kill Magnus and still have a reasonable number of models left, I feel like we're looking okay. I think we had 2 chances to kill Magnus here. We didn't do either. Because the problem is that we're very quickly going to lose the capacity to deal with him, and he's going to sort of accrue value over the course of the game. Obviously, the downside is that an overextension into Magnus means that you're just open to Doom Bolts and stuff killing you. And I think that...
let me just double check my timing.
To be fair, Custodies are like tough enough to kill for the Rubric Marines that you would rather them have to roll out Doom Bolts and like regular ass infantry attacks than get hit by Magnus over and over. Because that reduces like a ton of their capacity to engage with you. Valerian's still kicking, and actually, well, maybe Valerian has another chance here because he could take a charge into the Sorcerer and try to knock him out too. Oh no, actually, the Sorcerer's just super dead to these Venatari Custodians. No, okay.
Venatari here.
All right, so I believe that we can use the stratagem, the shield house stratagem to fall back in operating normally.
Movement.
Which I'll double check just in case. But I believe that the Caladius can still crack into Magnus over here.
But
multi-potentiality.
How it goes sometimes.
Yeah, shoot and declare a charge for NCP.
Yeah.
So the Caladius Grav Tank Living's huge. It's going to get a free round of shooting into Magnus, no penalties whatsoever.
Yep, at the end of your move, I will watch you.
Alright.
Maybe there is a universe.
Cool. Start the Flamers. Just strike 4 Flamers here. 9 shots.
Oh no. I think the Venatari touched the objective, and currently the Rhino's controlling it. So I think that they get rolls here. Oh, this was a misplay. That's too bad. That's easy mistake to make, I think, especially because these guys are just barely off of the objective. Unless this guy's on. No, they're super not on the objective.
2 go through, and 2 at AP2.
Yep.
Valerian redeemed herself. Yeah, I mean,
make 1 fail, and so 1 guy is gonna die from that.
It's not good damage, but he certainly is an amount of damage. Did lose a guy to the Warp Flamers over here.
AP1.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we easily could have made this charge while dodging
fail one.
The Overwatch there. That's too bad.
Here's the other gun. 1 save, AP3.
Alright.
I also feel like these prosecutors should be playing a little bit more aggressively too.
1.
If we're just like pounding prosecutor shots into Magnus and or
6 shots.
Sorcerers, I feel like they actually sort of contribute a ton.
So who's shooting
just firing like 6 devastating shots into your opponent every turn. So you kind of say.
Yeah, and I don't think your Sorcerer can see these guys.
We also have the Witch Seekers back here too, which is definitely important to keep in mind too, because we can leave the Chaos Bond stuck with the Rhino for the rest of time, and just disembark those ladies and take a cannon shot over here.
Yes, this will be the last gun here. So it's 2. This guy should be down to 1 wound, right?
If I didn't click it, yes.
Yep, cool. And then 2 more saves at AP2.
Alright.
Yeah.
He died.
Magnus blanks 1. Yeah, so he
down to 2.
He can. He's -1 damage, and he can for 1 CP he can blank 1. Although he can't now.
Prosecutors.
So he's locked in now. Don't even need to order to see him anymore. He's just like that. Unless we have Cabal points remaining, but I don't know how. Commander Chacho's tracking his Cabal points. He spent 14 points right now, so he should have a Weaver available, but that should be it. But he has a Weaver. If he's full shields up, he can have a Weaver of Fates reroll, a CP reroll, and a Destiny by Fate reroll, and potentially even 2 Weaver of Fates rerolls if you have 2 Lords of Deceit available for you.
So kind of huddle up here. They have 6 inches of movement, so I should be able to do that pretty easily.
But he should just have 1 reroll right now.
Inches.
Yeah, there's nothing. The shields are down currently, but there's only one Caladius Grav tank. So
I think that's all my movement.
So this Venusaur Custodian got vaporized, unfortunately.
Cool.
All right,
Start
now
the
Khaled. Well,
Oof, chats. That is a big oof right there.
Oh, we didn't do Mark for Death. Forgot I drew that.
Oh, you drew Mark for Death?
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna affect how I move, but
Yeah. It's gonna be the Mutolith up here, the Zangor, I guess human Caldus. So the Mutolith, these Rubiks here, and then Armon.
Armon. All right. That makes complete sense.
I wonder what we do with the Calidus Assassin. I think we just use it
And
for
then
damage now, right? I
I
think
do
it maybe just drops over here and shoots these guys.
Containment is just.
Just oh no, it'll score
right.
containment. Yeah, it's worth 3 points.
So I think she is just.
Yeah, only one survived. Yeah, it's because he touched the objective, unfortunately.
Back in this corner.
I don't think he was cognizant of the fact that he apparently wasn't. He was
shooting
currently
phase,
controlling it because the Rhino's higher OC than the spawn.
Yes,
The downside of the Chaos Bond
well,
dying is actually what the objective for.
All right.
So the rubrics bringers of change turned on. So they are way better now.
So there is a chance I don't shoot Magnus because I could shoot the Mutolith Vortex Beast and try to kill it, but.
Yep. It's anything with 18 inches of him get the reroll. So if I need to, I can put on Mutolith as well.
Yeah. But you know what? First, because they might actually finally be able to do something. These 4 prosecutors are going to shoot at Magnus because whenever they attack,
I think we could also pull these prosecutors back potentially to here,
right,
and they
so
would have bonus like to Magnus as well. We could be tripping 16 devastating shots into Magnus right now.
Hitting on 3s.
Not if they just miss.
4 and then 6s.
Get it. A bunch of 6s. No.
Worth a chance or worth a shot. I'm gonna do the same thing with these prosecutors here. That is considered a psyker unit, I believe, because of the sorcerer.
2 sorcerers, in fact.
Isn't that how that? That's how that works. Yeah.
They also, they're just psychic. They also have the sergeants on psychic, so they are psychic unit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, I shouldn't have clicked.
Look at these prosecutors. They got chainswords on there.
So I'm gonna shoot them.
Can't mess with those ladies.
Shots.
Chainsword shit out of you.
It was on 3s, dropping those, and then strength 4. So looking for 4s, 6s, or devs. I should. And so precision.
It's when you wound, I believe.
It's wound when I wound. I would like to precision.
Yep, sounds good.
So one of them is dev, and then
2
AP0s.
Cool. Take a dev, another guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually kind of nice value.
Singular Venatari.
If you roll a couple of devastating and it's not going to kill a whole rubric marine, you can just sort of store damage on the sorcerers from the prosecutors, which is kind of cute.
Wounding on 4.
These prosecutor squads
are
actually sick in this matchup, which is exactly what they're designed for, so it makes total sense.
I will go with.
What is the Trajan versus Valyrian change that happened? So yeah, Valyrian's basically a shield captain. He's like a different version of a shield captain. He doesn't give you the stratagems.
That guy doesn't have
less relevant, does he? But he makes your unit harder to kill, and he himself hits fairly hard. Trajan lost a bunch of stuff. He lost his all hit modifier, and I believe he lost his fight first. So he used to have a once per game use of fight first, which made his unit super tough to engage with. But now that's just gone. He can either give himself double attacks or a 2+ invulnerable save.
And then they are T3.
So that was like the big reason that you took him. The ignore modifiers was very good. It used to ignore things like Armor of Contempt and stuff, but he no longer does that.
Do not want to shoot.
Now he just ignores your hit modifiers. But the real use case was that you would use him to just bulwark an objective, and there was no way to profitably engage with him because as long as he hadn't used his moment shackle yet, he would hit you first with it at the very least 5 3-damage attacks plus whatever his unit has.
Magnus.
But he just can't do that anymore. It's just gone.
2 grav tanks.
He's actually not like super expensive.
So I'm better off.
He's not cheap, but he's not super expensive.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shoot.
But without he doesn't really have like an identity anymore without that ability. He doesn't really he's not very helpful to the team.
Lethals. Ouch.
Still cool at Aura Champions.
Drop to
what isn't
1,
cool at Aura Champions?
And then strength 12, so 3 rolling. Alright. 2 AP -3s on the Vortex Beast.
Oak pass. We're good.
Damn. And then the other gun, which doesn't often do much. 3 shots.
Did Magnus he just hard rolled his saves against the grav tank? Dude. The BM. Chat.
And then strength 6, so 5s.
Yeah, I think I'm like 9th edition Trajan build where the dude was with 200 points.
Shooting phase.
But he was every character was like an insane god in 9th edition. I miss him.
With the 2.
I miss him dearly.
So
justice for my insane
characters. Hits on 4s, so those are bad. And 5s. All right, 2 AP 0s on the chaos spawn.
I think ignore all modifiers is still good enough that you'd include it anyway, almost. Like, for sure, there's less modifiers, but like Magnus is modifying.
All right.
Thousand Suns are very relevant, and they're modifying. Bringers of Flame is everywhere. They have Armor of Contempt. Like, it's always useful, I think, in this edition.
Are on 5.
But it's. I think the number one reason that you brought him was that you wanted to give yourself that like enormous fight first, like big brick idiots. Yeah, Bullgrin and Deathwing Knights are another good example for sure. I think basically every competitive, like top tier competitive faction has some level of characteristic modification, whether it's Armor of Contempt or damage reduction.
Charge phase.
Not really too many. Don't
too much. I mean, Venatari into the Zangors. I need a 2.
Get reroll once to hit and wound back.
Where are they going? I should probably just delete these.
Yeah.
All right. Into the Zangors. The 2.
It might be. It's probably controversial, but I think 40k is a better game when there's more rerolls. You can reduce people's attack volume, but make their attacks more consistent, and I think the game just becomes more interesting. Do we put double ones this? Yeah, I think we're good.
That is hilarious. And then honestly, this Venatari is going to go into these guys. He's in. And then these prosecutors are going into the chaos spawn.
Whoa! Why are we doing that?
I don't get a lot.
Just gonna die.
Enough.
You give that chaos spawn something good to kill? Oh, I guess he's got 1 wound left. There is a non-zero chance they get 1 damage through.
Too far.
His saves aren't that good.
And that is all the charges. You don't have any CP to interrupt, so I'm going to start by just trying to mop up all the Zangors. I'm going to be choosing sustained hits on them. 15 attacks. Hitting on 2s, sustaining on 5s. Alright, I will drop the 1s, and I sustain 7. Alright, and they are 4, so it's 3s with lance, so 2. So wounding on 2s. Ouch. But still 14 AP minus 2s on the Zangors.
The Zangors live.
Wow.
You kill 7.
I will say I should have piled in first, but
3, 4.
I'm just gonna finish the
6.
pile in here.
7. There should be 2 left because you killed 1 shooting.
Zangors live.
Zangors somehow land.
I don't know if that's the biggest
somehow with my
they have certainly lost
your mass 6s to save. That was hilarious.
Although to be fair, if anybody's played Space Marine 2,
I'll do
it is not surprising that Zangors would survive a unit of Venatari Custodians. Those guys are, man. Those dudes do not want to die. those morons. They got their little shield. And they're like, I've blocked your Thunderhammer, sir.
Yeah, I'll spend the CP. Avenge the Fallen.
Jam Land, yeah, we're on the same page, dude. The Venatari comes in, he's like, 5 on critical, sustained 1.
5s.
Elite Lance. This little dude's like, oh, you broke my shield. No.
Drop 2, sustain 2.
Not my shield.
And I'm also on 2s to wound.
Yep.
Thousand Suns should get a shield Zangor unit that gets like a 4+ invuln. That'd be sick.
Kills 4 Ricks. So
give him a little bit of resilience.
He's a sergeant and Sergeant alive.
Not that I think
Suns
need the help, to be fair.
Alright, do you want to pile into
it would be cool.
No, I don't like that force weapon on the sorcerer, or honestly on either of them. But the sorcerer is just flat. Or no, it is D3, but he has 2 wounds. I'm not piling in or consolidating. And then prosecutors get to fight this chaos spawn.
Wish the final campaign battle was to rip off Magnus's nipple horns.
All right, come on, prosecutors, you can do this. You can do.
No, you can tell that Magnus wasn't at that battle because the Rubric Marines were actually
total
dying.
of 8 attacks coming in.
They weren't just like temporal surging
3s.
a trillion times and then you exploded to a gaze of Magnus.
I don't think they're doing it. And then 5s. 1 at AP 0.
We're good.
All right, that is sad.
A bunch of prosecutors with a spawn.
Yep.
4 attacks. And then 3s. 2 saves, AP 1.
All right.
A Rhino with 9 Witch Seekers?
Fail them both.
That feels like a lot of Witch Seekers. Do you need that many Witch Seekers? What is the utility of bringing 9 rather than like...
I was really hoping those close combat weapons would do something.
Just a couple. Or is it like...
and then...
2 units?
I'll fight with the Rhino real quick.
Could you go 12? Could you go 3 units of 4?
1...
And then just like force 3 battle shock checks on somebody? That'd be kind of cool, right?
1 AP minus 0. Or AP.
Good.
Alright, and then your singular
Thousand Sun
Angor,
Cellbrute?
or 2 Angor.
I rolled it, didn't do anything.
Oh, alright, fair
Yeah,
enough.
the one that teleports? I would love a teleporting Hellbrute.
When does contain...
Although a Redemptor Dreadnought will...
End of your
I'll just shoot it with its
end of my turn. Alright, so I'll get 3 on containment.
Yep.
And I will... I'll ditch the Marked for Death for a command point.
Cool. Let's see if the Mutilus passes Battle Shock. Over here.
Alright, well I think we're... I think it's Magnus's world now.
Also
We're just living in it.
Fine, Battle Shock.
So Arcane Vortex guy's still alive. We do have 1 full Rubric Marine squad. Another Rubric unit is low. The Venatari Custodian did do his work over there. And Venatari did, to be fair, take over the home objective of the Thousand Suns.
Yep.
Downside is that this Venatari unit probably eats his Infernal Master and gets laid low, and Magnus is about to kill the only remaining unit on the table that can kill him. And I think that Thousand Suns, the game has been very close from here, but I think Thousand Suns just pull it away from this point on.
Stay back and stay on this objective.
The rock attack, yeah.
They're walking.
Although somebody did point out, I think...
deal with these Venatari.
Was it in the discussion? Was it in the Space Marine discussion channel over in the Discord? I think somebody did point out that they're like, you one-shot the Helldrake.
So we're gonna run up to the as possible. So head to the danger zone
because it was like debuffed during the operation, right? With the
probably spent a double move over here.
The tactical squad or whatever when they did like the ritual to like debuff it. Which makes sense that it would get one tapped by a rock at that point if it's like super weak.
Into this.
But you figure you could shoot it with a gun and it would die. I don't know why we have to throw a rock at it. But the rock is cool.
Denial. Armon's gonna go slowly start bothering these prosecutors.
The one thing I do like about the Thousand Suns Hellbrute is that it's like gibbering the whole time. It's like it's just insane. It's just like this insane mad thing.
Same thing.
Which is very cool. I appreciate that.
These boyos are both going to
one attack strength 20 AP4 D12. Anti-fly 2+ devastating. That's what it needs.
You will still control it.
It's like strength 2, AP 0, 12 damage, anti-fly 2+ devastating.
It's 6 OC because the Rhino's still on it.
Oh, the Rhino's
and the prosecutors are 2, yeah.
No, it's... Oh, the roster are 2 each, yeah, 2 each, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
They may have lost battle line, they did not lose their 2 OC.
It's a big Icarus rocket, yeah.
Combat, I think, that's fine. Let's go shooting. Spend my ritual points. I'm still same as last turn, which is 15, and a 4 up again, then 1 more. Sorry, wait, I don't control 1, so it's just 15. So we'll spend 1 Doom Bolt into this guy here, and then we'll double move these squad over here. So that'll put me down to 3. And Desperate Escape from these guys here.
Alright.
Kills 1, so. There's 1 guy's gonna run away. You guys are gonna double move over here. Come see you. Lenti. Over here. this way. Cool. Alright, shooting. Let's start with I think I pulled this. Shooting. I guess Doombolt into that grab tank.
Alright.
It's regular for 4.
I will spend the command point for the Feel No Pain versus Mortals.
Yep.
For 4-ups. Alright, takes 1.
Cool. This Frill Master here is going to shoot you. Hazardous. He's fine. Number of shots. 7. He is. That's fine. So 4 mortal wounds on you.
Alright, 4 more 4-ups. 2 go through.
Cool. We'll shoot the squad over here. They're gonna shoot their psychic weapons into Vantari, and then the flamers into the Rhino.
Alright.
Here's the sorcerer's psychic weapon. He's 9 shots. He adds in 6 extra shots plus. And these are lethal. 3 dead wounds just kill you. Cool.
Yeah, he just dies.
2 flamers into the Rhino for 4 shots. And then they look for 6s. 1 save EP2.
Alright. 5 up. Nope.
1 damage. Alright. This squad into the Vantari over here. The overcharge.
It didn't matter, but I think that was AP1. Because the icon's dead.
Oh, you're right. It is it. Yeah, so it's AP1.
Yeah.
But,
I still think I didn't.
Yeah, you rolled a 2. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Cool.
Read somewhere the Thousand Suns
Then
combat patrol is so bad because they didn't want to give you 10 Rubik's, but this can't be halved.
So rarely comes up, the icon said, when they actually have something that's not dead wound gun. I should carve it. Over here, flamers. So strike 4, 13, strike 15.
That does sound correct.
They need
I don't know why you wouldn't just give them 10 rubrics though.
cool.
Doesn't the
3 to AP2.
doesn't the World Eaters Combat
one.
Patrol have like 10
Alright,
berserkers in it?
First. Looking for 3s. 1 damage goes through there. And then how many? 3 you said?
3 to AP2, yeah.
Yeah, that bitch has got 10 berserkers in it.
4-ups.
Why are we worried about rubric brains, dude?
4 damage.
By the way, if you're playing Combat Patrol on Combat Patrol, the World Eaters Combat Patrol is like fucking insane. It's so nuts. That is a tough one.
Cool. More Fisher 6s here. 2 dead wounds. So 6 full damage so far. Here's the anti-injury gun. With it. 2 more dead wounds, so that's 8 damage. And the flamer, the character flamer will just flip 1 dice with
Chad, it looks like the other game is actually wrapping up. Oh, it's 20 berserkers?
It's for 9 total damage, sorry. So
Oh my god, it is.
Does kill.
I just looked and saw a bunch of berserkers, but you're totally right. It's definitely 20 berserkers and 10 jackals.
Alright.
This idiot has 30 models in it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I was trying to fight that. I was like, oh, let's play around with some combat patrols. That sounds fun when the edition came out. And I was playing the Tau one, which is like 20 Fire Warriors, or like 10 Fire Warriors and a Ghost Kill. The Ghost Kill's good, don't get me wrong. But you're trying to kill 20 Corn Berserkers and Lord Invocatus with a single Ghost Keel battlesuit? Not going to work out for you. That one's a tough one.
And then...
Because they're not particularly well balanced against each other, unfortunately.
all hits.
Do I care for boarding actions at all? No, I haven't. I don't know anything about boarding actions, Joe.
Cool, it's 1 dev wound and then 4 at AP2.
Alright, 4 ups?
Yep.
The weird
Ouch.
part about treating 40k as a skirmish
Yeah,
game,
Kills it. I could see. I probably want to.
there are so many good skirmish games. I don't know why I would. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I
Like we should just be playing one of the other good skirmish games.
Alright. Nope, piece of dice.
Cool,
But
so
I
they're
think that's a
good.
heavily biased opinion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charge phase.
You blow up?
Let's go.
No.
Sorry. Cool. Let's do. Yep. So charge phase. Magnus is gonna charge the prosecutors. They're not
On
under.
the objective? Oh, not on the
I think
objective?
it's probably longer. I have to go around the wall.
Yeah. You basically have to
So-
go all the way to them
Yeah.
and then come all the way back.
Cool. Got a 9, so we're into these ones over here. Cool. And then Armon will go into the ones behind the wall there. That's not... Nope. These guys will charge the prosecutors. You can just kill it. So the objective over here. 3, they're in. That should be for charges. Needles terraforming. Wait, what was the second? It was areas now. No, prison openings. Yeah, cool. So we got onto this. Yeah. Alright, Magnus will punch the ladies. We'll do his sweep profile. Cool. It's going to be 8 at AP2.
Loan up versus rare leaders useful.
AP1, sorry.
I was quiet. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, I might have.
So 8
might have been
went through.
Yep.
Not pointing at my microphone.
So 1 dev.
Yeah, I just
and then these are
said that
and then
3 go through.
I don't know if I like using the 40k mechanics
Are they 1 damage piece?
as a skirmish game, because the skirmish game like environment is so complete. It's so busy right now. Like there are so many good skirmish games out there that I don't know if we need to co-opt like a large scale army game into a skirmish game. When we could just be playing one of the very good skirmish games that exist that are like solely designed to be a skirmish game. Like 40k is good at representing these like kind of platoon scale engagements, but it's I think less good at narrowing down.
All right.
And these are on one dev wound and 3 saves at AP1.
All right, 4 ups. 1, so 2.
So the first damage is going to be 1, and the second damage is going to be 1.
All right, 3 ups. Make 1, fail 1. So 1 die. So 1 dies.
Cool. So objective's now contested. And that's it. We can do swing back. So pick up prosecutors.
All right. I'm gonna start with the sister. Do I even do that? I mean, because the Chaos Spawn still gets to fight. Yeah, I mean, the sister's gonna go first and just gonna try to.
What's my favorite skirmish game?
Tank the rubrics.
Is it a trick question, chat?
On 3s.
I think I get brought up on charges if I don't answer exclamation point brainstorm.
Nope.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll punch you back. With the prosecutor. Yes, 6 attacks. 2 hits. 1 save, if you want.
Against the prosecutor?
Yep.
Alright.
Go, you jump.
Good. The Rhino is going to try to hit the Chaos Spawn. 3 attacks on 4s. And then on 3s. Yep. 1 AP 0.
Cool.
This Rhino has just been bumping into this Chaos Spawn the entire game.
He's good.
Alright, and then the 2 sisters that are here are going to try to staff Magnus. Alright, looking for 3s. Got 2, looking for 6s. No.
Alright, that's everything.
And yep, that's everything.
I'll score both secondaries, pass to you.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start just saying the crit on 5s.
Yeah.
Get my secondaries.
At this point, if you're just I think the game is probably.
Yeah, it is probably over. So if you want to talk out these last 2 turns, so I'll be getting 4 on primary, and I think that's and just
a lot of people don't understand how fun Warhammer is at 2,000. So a lot of people turn off at the price point. Yeah, I think that it's for better or for worse. The game, I think, has just decided that it's a 2,000 point game, right? Like you can technically play smaller game sizes, but it is very obviously not designed for those.
I could get that with the calendar.
And the price point is problematic, but I think that's better. That makes a better overall experience for sure.
Oh, actually, this guy right here.
Close my eyes. Only for
if you just bring your calendar and play Warhammer, you get behind and you get
all my dreams. Pass before my eyes.
That's very fair.
The
so yeah, it would be something
dust
like
in the wind. All they are.
Yeah, just 9 away, being up here, but within the 12.
Yep. Flavor him to death.
All right.
What was that?
I guess Do you want to assume guys, or do you want me to do the attacks?
I'm fine. Yeah, just roll the number of shots.
A lot of players don't understand that the game is balanced around 2K. Yeah, and part of it's like I think a sort of a marketing issue, right? We talked a little bit about the weird marketing of the game on Tactical Tuesday yesterday, but
you still have Valerian.
I do have Valerian there. I mean, he's not going to be able to do
Valerian's just hidden in this building for the entire. The hero of Lion's Gate, chat. Now we know how he survived the invasion.
So he'll his 6.
He hid in a building the entire time.
Yep.
And then 5.
As long as you make
but like,
make that chart.
in order to onboard new players, you sort of have to tell them that they can play it at a smaller point size, because the game is impossible to internalize if you have never experienced it before at 2000, right? There's like too much going on. If you were a brand new player and you just dive into 2000 point sight unseen, you would bounce off immediately. So you have to onboard people with incursion and combat patrol. But like, the issue is that what they need to do is be like, hey, these are learning games, but the goal is to get you to 2,000 points, because that's where the game actually turns on.
I would auto pass the Needleth.
Because I think that it is really easy to get extremely negative play experiences in low points games.
I get 12 on primary. Can I get 2 Terraforms? And then I would run my cards. Extend and Sabotage.
People playing 500 point games with a Telemon Shield Cap 3 Custodian Guard. Yeah, we had some Combat Patrol in 8th edition that we pushed for a little bit, which was actually kind of sick, to be honest. 8th edition Combat Patrol is a very different animal, though. We had to nerf Harlequins in composition, though, because they were super broken. But they were also just broken in general, I think.
All right. So 4 looking for 6s.
But it was a pretty simple format. But even if you pushed it really competitively, it wouldn't break too hard. Like every army had like 1 or 2 builds that I think were okay, and they were mostly focused around big monsters and vehicles. But it made all the fights about big stompy monsters and vehicles fights, which was also cool.
Cool. And then he'll just always put everything that he has, just shoot the chart.
And you could also play an entire execution force at 500.
You can chill
which was very cool. Not very good, but it could win a game.
Valerian, but
which is 4 assassins running around, which was super sick.
Right.
I'll see if I kill Valerian, and then.
But yeah, I wish there was better like communication, I guess.
Hazardous.
It is I guess like it's a reason that 40k is really successful, that it scales sort of infinitely up or down, because you can incentivize people to like over purchase the collections. I mean, that's how I think like every new player who gets in the game, like, I just want to play bigger and bigger games until you get a point where it becomes unwieldy and not
10 shots into Valerian.
But when I was like younger, that was the whole draw was to play a huge box and try to get as many models on the table as we could. Which, to be honest,
I probably would.
Everyone's time. But it was what it was. Execution Force wins on style. Yeah, I did play an entire. I think I streamed on YouTube for an entire day playing Execution Force combat.
Valerian probably lives, but he's probably below half.
And we did all sorts of funny meme combat patrol lists. Max Sentinels, I think, was one of them.
So let's see what happens.
You could play like a ludicrous number of Sentinels, like 20, I think. They were like 35 points or something in 8th edition.
So yeah,
and you started running out of regular Sentinels and having to take load lifters in order to fit them all in.
6 total.
What a time to be alive that was.
6 total. Looking for 4s. He takes 2.
So
he's actually not even below half.
Still Valerian.
Builds up to 2,000 points before you played your first game. Damn, dude.
Nice.
That is commitment.
And Doombolt.
I appreciate the commitment, though. That's probably the way to do it. My first demo game was 2,000 points, but I was enfranchised at that point. Like I already had owned an army in previous editions, so I knew like the core mechanics, and I had like, read the rules.
They both pass.
I was not coming out sight unseen.
That's 1.
But like a new player, like you jump into a game store and you're like, I'm gonna buy 40k. Like you're not gonna sell that person 2,000 point army. There's no way. Especially if you're not a dedicated, like already a miniature gamer.
Cool. That's 1 dead wound and 5 saves at AP on your 4-up.
Well, no. What's the AP? They don't have a 4-up prosecutors.
AP 2, so it's on your 4-up save.
All right. So 5 up.
You have cover.
Oh, I do. Oh yeah.
So it's on your 4-up.
All right. How many did you say? 4?
5.
5. Yeah. All right. Looking for 4s. Ouch.
3 damage each on this.
Yeah, you can sell anything to whale gamers, but not to casual gamers. You know what I mean?
3 each. So, and how? Did you
Like if
do
you're
that
somebody who
somehow?
just played Space Marine 2 and wants to
one
learn more about
total
40k,
damage.
you're walking into a game store.
Alright.
10.
If you demo that person a 2,000 point game of 40k, they will leave and never come back.
All right, and then these are in threes.
Is the point?
First one dies, second dies, third dies, fourth dies.
Yep. So I'll just take your home field.
Yep.
GW employee that was
Grab
helping your
extends.
friend choose his first Space Marine units who made him get a repulsor
Devlin
executioner.
the Custodes.
I mean,
and
what edition was this?
that's Adeptus Touch.
Because
It's dead.
actually,
Then-
probably over the course of the lifespan of the repulsor
I guess
executioner, it has been
thing
better,
that
more
matters-
good than it has been bad.
So
I think.
then
It was really bad last
turn
edition.
5,
It was really good in Iron Storm.
I just get the 4.
It was excellent in 8th edition. It was kind of unbeatable in
Yep.
8th edition. There was a weird rule in 8th edition where if there was no rule that required you
Establish and
to
storm.
roll out
You
your
can't really
like
get either.
weapons
I would
together,
use
so you could
let's
fast
just
dice, but you could
say
split your attacks with each weapon.
redraw 1.
You had to
cleanse,
resolve all your attacks from a single
Good
weapon
score
before moving to
cleanse.
the next weapon. But if I had, for example, and this was the repulsor
I
executioner
can
to a T,
technically-
if I had like 20 strength 4 AP0 guns,
Yeah.
I could roll one of them at a time. And so you could do weird stuff where you would fire your variable damage guns and leave a guy on 1 wound, and then roll out 1 damage weapons until you killed him.
Sabotage.
And then because it always double shot its top gun, you could then fire your big
assets.
damage gun again.
like
It was
overkill.
very gamey. That unit was incredibly broken. Oh, in 9th edition? Yeah, that's not
I guess
good.
just fly over,
It was not good.
engage, and then we recover stuff.
Good in Ironstorm Spearhead though. Those
Well,
those 4 repulsor, like the 4
Is
extra
there a
repulsor
primary
executioner
I think
lists
it's
in
15, right?
this edition were amazing.
Yeah.
To be honest though, repulsor executioners are sick.
Yeah, good game, man.
Yeah, good game. Yes. Yeah, no, Thousand Suns are perfectly balanced.
They are fine. They're great.
Yeah. Magnus, I mean, like, his defensive profile is really not anything, like, too crazy. It's the 2 rerolls and a blank that really seals the deal there.
You could theoretically max at 3 rerolls if you CP rerolled.
Oh.
And then, so you get 3. I didn't only did, I watched reroll the number of rush, but yeah, if you can theoretically max that at 3 rerolls, 1 blank.
Yeah. And then all the flamers too.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's
All the
yeah,
flamers.
yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I genuinely had no clue how strong Thousand Suns were. I obviously I understood they were good, but that's a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, probably shouldn't just put like 3 squads just out in the open.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so first of all, thanks for the game, guys, and Isaac, congratulations on taking it down. We were talking about it at the time, but I think that there was a ghost of a chance that turn when Magnus pushed forward on turn 2 that he just explodes. If the Calidus drops next to him instead of in the back line. So you give up the points on engaged enough fronts, but then he can't blank his damage anymore because he didn't have enough CP.
yeah.
And then at least one more
Well, I guess
blaze cannon shot goes through, and he's probably down to like 4-ish wounds. And and enough like sustain like random garbage into him eventually kills him.
So I guess the one thing I really want to know here is when I went to kill this Mutable Vortex Beast and I forgot about my Avenge the Fallen strat, I really want to know if I would have taken it out if I had the extra 2 attacks on each of them. If you wouldn't mind doing that real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So just the Guardian Spear.
Oh,
The late game rollout, chat.
So lethal, and then looking for a 5. No, so that's just an AP -2. For 2 damage. And then I'll roll the Blade Champion here. Hits 2, 5s, 6s are devs.
yeah, it's real. He is pretty hard to kill with
he
these
was
2 guys.
Yeah.
Yes, with that, and I know I didn't roll terribly great on it, but there was a chance if I remembered the strat.
If there was one more custodian guard there, for sure.
Oh yeah, if there was one more
warden, that would have been great.
Oh yeah. And then, man, those flamer squads they're a pain to deal with.
Yeah, they're
just like rip through everything.
Yeah, they're the Magnus is the poster child, but the Flamers are the real work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They do. I mean, I think as we saw though, they do go down. Like they're only tactical Marines, generally speaking. So like when Custodian can, as soon as Custodian Guard can see them, they do disappear very quickly. Kyria Drex has killed 10 of them in one shot, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I love the fact that I shot maybe like 16 times with Guardian Spears, and I think I only connected like 3 times.
Right. Yeah, the Guardian Spears turned off, but
yeah.
At least that Dirge Singer didn't.
Yeah, honestly, even if you didn't kill, if you did kill Magnus, I felt pretty fine with it, because the graph tanks, I just kind of hide behind walls and score points, and then hop out and kill graph tanks with Doombolt. It's I'm basically gonna stand back here and be score points, but I see the opportunity to just win the game here with Magnus, and I was I'm gonna do that.
That's fair.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for the game, you guys. The scores are in, so you two are all set.
All right.
And I can let you go. Thank you two for playing. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good one. All right. And that is Thousand Suns taking that one down. Yeah, I think, I don't know if, it's an interesting question, right? Because you can say, well, I think I would have been fine if Magnus had died on turn 2. And I think that in hindsight, maybe that's easier to say. Hey, thank you for Quiet Spoons. Thank you for the resub, my guy. But I think that in the reality, right? In the Doctor Strange looks into the multiverse and he sees the one reality where Magnus just gets eviscerated that turn. And there are 2 Caladius Grav tanks sitting in the back and 2 units of Venatari Custodian sitting in the front. And assuming that we do something with Valerian, because I do think that it was a big loss to just literally accomplish nothing with this character. I think that the tune changes quite a bit, right? Because basically Thousand Suns go in, they blow their load, and then they lose 10 Rubric Marines and Magnus. And then the remaining 2 Rubric Marine units basically have to solo out the game by themselves. And I think that is a very tough ask, even if you're just looking at 2 Grav tanks and a bunch of Venatari Custodians. But you're so far down in Cabal points. You're so far down on shooting activations, and shooting into Custodes without sort of overwhelming force gets really, really dicey. I certainly don't think it would have immediately won the game, but I definitely think it would have put Gorilla Grip in a spot where he could have taken it down for sure. And watching this game back, the number of I think little areas where Custodes could have edged an advantage, this matchup actually feels much closer than I think I anticipated it being. But thanks for watching, everybody. The other game did, in fact, wrap up before we did, unfortunately. Even though we talked this one out an hour early, that one was a very fast game. Let's actually take a quick look at it. In an alternate universe, the prosecutors put 16 death wounds. Yeah, that's another one, too, right? I think that you play this, and I imagine that this is a matchup knowledge thing. And that's an important piece of knowledge to have when you're playing 40k. But I think that if Gorilla Grip were to play this matchup a bunch of additional times, he would be looking at those prosecutors and looking to use them as aggressive pieces, right? They're suddenly a source of damage rather than simply a utility unit, and I think that's extremely valuable for those dudes, or for those ladies. So, if you're a Custodes player, I would imagine that you're looking for opportunities where the Thousand Suns player moves very aggressively, and you can use those models to punish them, and at least to add additional value, especially if you're exposing your Custodian Guard. I wouldn't just you throw them out in the wind and let them get shot for free, but for sure, if you have the opportunity to take pot shots at people, you always take it with bait, essentially. Anyway, chat. Let's go ahead and go rating. Oh, let's look at the result of the other game, actually. The 30 wound rhino is very tough, yeah. And I think it was the right call to put the spawn into it anyway, to just give it something to chew on. But to be fair, the prosecutors weren't in the rhino, right? It was just the witch seekers, which are less useful. They're not bad, but the prosecutors were all in the back. Whereas I think once Magnus pushed up, if 3 prosecutor units just broke cover and fired at him, and he suddenly eats 3 or 4 mortal wounds a turn, I think that, I don't know, he's looking a lot worse. Let's see the result of that game. That one is Drukari taking it down. Pod 18, Zach Point took that one down 89-56. He did send me a message. He said that he was playing against Devin Swan, WTC Team Canada, at least previously. I think he's on a different team now, I think. Or at least he plays for a different Canadian circuit team. Was playing Hypercrypt Legion, and apparently he had a Necron Warrior brick, so he went for a secret mission, or at least he went for a bottom of game scoring with the Necron Warriors. They pushed forward, and then the Drukari killed them all. Which a little tough with that one. Once your 20 warriors die, you're out of scoring potential. But Drukari, absolute killer right now. What a unit! What a faction! What a faction! So congratulations on Zach Point for taking that one down. Congratulations to Commander Cha-Cha for taking this one down. Let's go raiding. I don't have any more streams scheduled here until I'm going to be leaving on Friday morning to go set up for the Battle for Salvation tournament over in New York. Please join me for that. There is a link on the calendar, and there is one in the there is one on the YouTube as well. Is the Warhammer tag just dead right now, Chad? Oh no, it was like porked. Let's see. FHI Industries doing their first stream. Looks like they're playing a game. They have an incredibly colorful setup, so we're going to give them a raid. I can't tell what's playing. It looks like Militarum and Grey Knights, I believe, if I'm looking at it. So let's go raid them. Like, love to see IRL gameplay happen, especially if it's their first stream. Will be cool to give them a little bit of support. So everybody show them some love. Give them a follow. Thanks, everyone, for watching me, and I will see you over on YouTube on Saturday morning, bright and early, 9 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. I'll see you then. Cheers, everyone.